What's up, folks? HHRS radio show. You had the first 10 seconds quiet because Moose is horrible on Control Central over here. I probably should have turned the video on first, then the audio, because then it would have made more sense. Wait, but it's
you live and you learn.
What's that?
You live and you learn.
HHRS radio show, man. It's Moose, aka Big House. I am not freshly showered, but I'm feeling good, and I really didn't sweat a whole lot today. I was in supportive mode, man. One of my long life mentors, we think his father is moving on to the next rotation in the world. So I just hung out with him. You know, we talked some business, and then we talked about farm stuff. You know what I mean? I just hung out with him, man, and made sure he was cool, man. So anyway, that was my day, man. HHRS radio show. You know what, man? We are blessed to have the star of the show, man, the one, the only, Yeezy, Jeezy, L. Mbaku. I just put it all together this time for you.
Yeah, I know, right? What's happening, man? Life's good, man. Life's good, man. Amongst the breathing. Still here. Really good day. Some things that I don't understand in the world, but, it kind of goes without saying. I got my mask on even in the show.
It's the Bubble Show. And we're going to talk about that, man. We're going to talk about the bubble and all the stuff that's happening. I tell you what, man.
Yes, we are.
We got the lady of the house in here, man. The one, the only Run.
E-M-C.
Hello. Happy Tuesday. Man, my most favorite day of the week. I just love it. Plus, it's not blazing hot out today, so I'm very happy.
Outstanding, man. Glad you're here. Hey, I tell you what, man, the Bubble Show here, HHRS radio show. Hey, man, today we're going to Run That News for sure. We're going to also have brews and reviews. You know what? We might have a spontaneous game show, and I'm thinking support group might come back today. And I don't know if you guys even remember support group, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I think I think it might come back today. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, so hey, I'm gonna tell you something about this week, man. So I was watching the news in my local town here, and the meteorologist who I enjoy was just kind of riffing, ad-libbing, if you want to say, and he said, you guys got to be out of your cotton picking mind, and I was like,
wow.
I was. Okay, so I wasn't the only one that was like, huh? I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, my heart's sad.
So
Jeezy,
I wasn't even going to call his name. I liked him so much. I was going to give him a pass, but it's too late now. So,
well, everybody else saw it.
So Jeezy.
I mean, I don't think I don't think he needs to apologize, or B, we need to go on a fire him rampage. Like that, because it don't raise to that level of he's racist because he said cotton picking mind. Like that term, although it's probably rooted in racism over the years, it has definitely changed. Like the definitions have changed.
To what?
It means you're crazy.
I don't like it.
I mean, I mean, I agree. I don't like it either, but I'm not going to say, he a racist, or he needs to be canceled. I'm not going to go that far, though. That's ridiculous. I don't even want an apology. You know what's funny? Man, Nick Cannon said a bunch of stuff, and they canned him very quickly. Now, I'm not saying I want this young man. He's not a young man. He's 60-something. I don't want him fired either.
63.
I don't want him fired either, but I think Nick Cannon should be able to say what he wants to say, too. See, that's my point. But
don't you know what, Moose? We don't own Fox News where he works at. So I'm sure if you worked at Fox, you own Fox News.
It wasn't Fox.
And he's like, you out of your cotton picking mind? You be like, hey man, come on in, let me holler at you for a second. Tomorrow I need you to go on the show. I need you to say this, and that. Tomorrow on the show, we gonna open up with you. We gonna zoom in on your face, and you gonna give a heartfelt apology for what you said. We're gonna play some soft music behind it, and we're gonna move on with our day.
A couple things about that, Jeezy. One, I'm not Moose, but I find it offensive that you even think Moose watches Fox News. And two,
Fox 59. Fox 59.
Okay, but that's still not the correct one. But I think the difference between our beloved local weatherman and Nick Cannon is that our beloved local weatherman is white, and it has been overly proven that old white men can do and say whatever the F they choose.
Well, I think you're going, again, you're being overly sensitive.
Maybe.
But what I'm saying is, if Moose owned the local NBC, what station? Local
NBC.
The local NBC affiliate station, and if he felt that what the weatherman was wrong, he will call said 60-year-old white guy into his office and say, hey, either A, you're going to look the camera too, we're going to put some music, we're going to zoom in, and I want to see the emotion in your face as you look at camera two. Y'all looking at me, this is camera two. And you're going to apologize. And we're going to play some music, and you're going to say, you're sorry, then we're going to fade to black. If you do not look at camera two, you're fired.
Well, you're fired. At his age, you're going to let him retire. You ain't going to do him like that.
No, you're fired. You're done. You're putting your resignation tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, okay, resignation. Yeah, that's fine. You're not. You know what?
You're fired.
He been around there like for 30 some odd years. You're not gonna do that.
So either you conform or you get fired. So Nick Cannon, he probably went to office like, look here, man, what you said, we need you to apologize, take it back. And he was probably like, I'm the boss. You don't fire a boss. They was like, oh yeah, you're fired.
See ya, yeah. And we own.
That's what happened. Because for sure, somebody called Nick Cannon in the office and was like, look here, man, what you said, we need you to retract that. And you saw what he tweeted at first. Oh, you can't fire a boss. Yeah, that's the same attitude you had going in. Then you realize, yeah, all them offers you had weren't real offers. What about networks?
Right.
Yeah, they took your tail. Now you're doing interviews with rabbis and everybody else. But yeah, bro. But that's what happens when you get in a position of power. You can make people do things. Or you can be like, you know what? No, ain't nobody touching you because guess what? Every network, their hands is everywhere. So it's like, oh, I'm going to go somewhere else. No, you're not because they'll make a phone call. I know you was talking about, oh, no, what was it? Revolt, Diddy's network? They probably called Diddy. Like, man, you like Ciroc, don't you? Yeah, man, we got all that distribution. We handle that distribution. So go ahead and say on Nick Cannon you want to. Good luck trying to find a distributor for your Ciroc drink. You like, dang. Oh, Diddy, you said the music, right? Yeah, go ahead and sign Nick Cannon if you want to. Let's see if we can stop this publication. They can squeeze you, dog. So, yeah, man, you got seen that too.
Man, I tell you what, you for sure laid it out there. Now, this morning, they were talking about calligraphy writing. And they all the people on the show started talking about the fact that they can know how to write in cursive.
Right.
Said same dude said, well, so-and-so, I think her name is Alyssa. Alyssa, I saw you writing cursive, and I thought it was Chinese. I couldn't read it at all. I was like, come on.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing the matter with it?
Am I missing something?
Talk to me.
I think in general...
If I wrote Chinese in front of you, could you read it?
No.
Well, first of all, I'm pretty sure that's not what the language is called.
Mandarin.
Correct. Yeah. But also, I just think that, especially in the public eye, people need to be careful because everyone is overly sensitive right now.
Maybe that's a problem that everybody is overly sensitive, and sometimes you have to take your emotion out of it and be like, yeah, I get what he's understand what he's saying. Like, I can't read it. He could have said, oh, you write Spanish.
Guess what you just said. I can't read it. I've seen you write it. I can't read it.
I can't read it like Chinese.
And then I move on. No.
If somebody, so many times if you say in your lifetime, when somebody's saying something like, man, I don't speak Chinese, when you understand it. We all done said it. Everyone has said it. I've heard it. I've said it 1,000 times. Like, man, I don't speak Chinese, man. English, please. Like, we all have done that. I don't think it's a big deal. Like, I don't get why people are sensitive about that. Like, that's ridiculous to me. It looks like Chinese to me.
I'm not necessarily sensitive about it, but I just think in this climate, you gotta leave it there, man. You know, you have to think about when the famous lines in ATL, when the famous scenes in ATL, that movie. You guys ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
You seen? So remember when old boy was like, and scene, hey man, we came around the corner on old boy and them dog. And we was tripping on all that stuff that was going down there, youngster. You understand what I'm saying? And then, by the way, man, when we came around, man, old boy and them was chirping all kind of stuff, man. I mean, hey, man, I didn't know what was going down. You know what I did though? I kept it 100 with that cat, man. I told him that I needed all the way to make sure what was happening, what was going down today. You feel me? You feel me on that? And then what I told the boy, and then. So he kept talking, and the other dude was like, hey, man, I do not understand what you are saying. Right? And he just flat out put it to him. Now, Jeezy, did you understand everything I pretty much said right there?
Yeah, I got the gist of it.
The gist of it, because you know how to code switch. Ron, I bet you struggled a little bit with it.
I actually knew what you were saying, but I've also been around code switchers long enough that I've picked it up.
All right. So on ATL,
now my mother should be confused. She'd have no idea.
Right.
She would need a translator.
So was I speaking Chinese though? No. No, I was speaking another form of English. Right?
What are you speaking? Slang, yeah, slang.
Ebonics.
Yeah, whatever.
I was speaking Ebonics, which is another form, and it has rules. We kind of touched on this over the years. Ebonics has rules, and if you can code switch, like, man, I'm an amazing code switcher, because you know what I'm saying. That's really how you got to do it in these trying times. Even in the same.
I just don't agree that somebody's saying I can't. As Moose, everybody's frozen.
Not me.
Nope.
That's you.
That's you.
Was I frozen?
It must have been.
No.
Well, you weren't either. Anyway, we all like.
Yeah, but I was like, I was moving. Y'all was frozen. I was like, you waiting on me? But man, I just don't agree, man. That's a big deal. Like, I take the Shaq rule of thumb. When people say people was mad, I'm like, what people? Like, how many people was mad? Like, how many? Like, give me a number. Well, it was 5,000 people. How many people watched the show? Oh, well, we got a million viewers. Yeah, I don't care. I don't give a damn about them 5,000 people. I don't care about them. Because everybody's going to be mad. You can't please everybody.
Are you also going to sell out for Papa John?
What you mean sell out for Papa John? He
didn't sell out. He's making money. He didn't sell him out. He didn't sell out.
He bought Papa John. He bought.
You know what? I don't say. I wouldn't say.
And then went in there and was like, if I'm on board, all them people got to be gone. And we need diversity. And we need all this stuff on the board. Yeah, look at that run. That's what he did.
He didn't buy the whole thing.
You got pieces. I'm sure he's got pieces of it. He don't own the whole thing. I'm sure old boy's not gonna let that franchise just go because he don't like black people or Jewish people. He's not doing that.
GC gets his news from the Onion, so he's not sure.
And talk about frozen. Look at him. He's gone.
Gone.
I had to switch my network.
All right.
So wow.
Yeah, well, that's what he did. He changed the whole board of directors of Papa John, and he brought in more diversity. So he didn't sell out.
I give you that, but somebody had to sell it to him. Like, he didn't just go in there and be like, I'll buy it. I'm sure they went to him and was like, yo, we will do this for you at a premium price to bring us back into the mainstream. He was like,
no.
All right.
No. When he said, he told the story. I listened to his podcast. He told the story. He was like, they came to me and asked me, like you said, the body, like you said, Moose, like he said, he was like, all right, if I do this, that guy got to be gone. Like, he has to go. And not only does he have to go, it needs to be more diversity on the board up here. And that's what he did.
Right. No,
so we got to get that dude up out of there. And then he brought in more diversity on the board that he was on.
No, I'm with you. And then Little C works there. He told me they got something called a Shackinator or something. Some kind of pizza got his picture on it. The picture is ridiculous. I think you guys should pull up the picture of the Shackinator pizza on the Papa John's. It looks real silly, but it's printed in all when you order. So when you order a large pepperoni pizza, when you order the Shackinator or whatever it is, the Shacker Pepperoni Nator or whatever has his picture on it. It's a large pizza with extra pepperoni on it. but you get his picture.
Extra large, extra cheese, extra pepperoni.
Yeah, do you see the picture?
Not yet.
All right. So, hey, man.
Yeah, I see it.
This?
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy looking to me. You got to move it close. That's crazy. Look at that. That's printed in every box. You listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. If you order a Shackinator, you go right ahead. Hey, by the way, as on the Zoom, I can tell that I do have a significant tan.
You do.
Yeah.
But I am the father of a baseball player who has been playing during COVID, and so I've been outside every weekend.
I'm surprised you don't have sunglasses lines.
You know what? I don't this time. Well, because I wear a big floppy hat when I'm out there. I got a baseball spectator.
Why is your head so tan?
I'm sorry?
Then why is your head so tan?
Because this past weekend I did not. It was off and on. Like when it's. When it's overcast, you still get a tan, but it doesn't affect you the same. So that's where I'm at, man. This is Moose, a.k.a. Big House, man. Heavy Hitters Radio Show, The Bubble Show. And we're going to talk about, real quick.
It sounds like you're saying Bubba.
The bubble?
Bubble.
I said bubble.
Well, you said it. It sounded like Bubba.
So are you trying to point out that I may suffer from black mouth?
No.
That's exactly what just happened.
No, I think I'm just not listening correctly.
You know what? You sound you saying bubble. Are you pretty sure you're gonna say? Matter of fact, you're a big guy. Maybe we should call you Bubba.
Right. That happens a lot, I'm sure.
It happens a lot. Hey, Bubba, come here, Bubba. You ever? Yeah. Jeezy, you're a big guy. You ever been in a situation like, hey, come here, Bubba? Or what about this one? What? Biggin.
Well, I never been like called Bubba.
What about biggin?
I get more a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
You get that a lot. A big man. What up, big man? But I did have a friend growing up. He was chunky. We call him Bubba. Bubba to this day.
All right, so I got a question for you. So remember we talked about cotton picking?
Yeah.
So I brought that up to a buddy of mine who is a pilgrim. And I said, hey, man, a guy shouldn't use, that's funny. So, sorry, there's a guy that listens to us. His name is Jay Ron. And he hit us up on the chat. He said, hi, hitters. And then in his next thing, he said, bubbles, like Bubbles. That's kind of funny. But anyway, hey, Jay Ron, thanks for listening, brother. But so he said that when he said cotton picking, he said, what's the matter with cotton picking? Isn't that the same thing that's on the cartoons? And I'm like, who you talking about? He said, the guy with the gun. Shooting a rabbit. I'm like, first of all, not Foghorn Leghorn. I said, what's his name? I said, man, you done messed me up with Foghorn Leghorn. Oh, Elmer Fudd. He said, he said, no, not Elmer Fudd. I said, Elmer Fudd, his speech impediment was so messed up. There's no way he could say cotton picking because he could barely say wascally wabbit. You know what I mean? So then that's what he said, Jeezy. He said, what about the other guy? And that's Yosemite Sam. What did he say, Jeezy?
A rootin' tootin'?
Yeah, he's a rootin' tootin' something. I said, you know what? Honestly, man, this in any day and age, you can't be rootin' tootin' and cotton picking and saying you can't be the same person. You can't be a rootin' tootin' cotton picking cowboy. That does not go together.
Yeah. But when you
didn't care nothing about that. I thought that was hilarious.
Did y'all do realize that the term when you call someone a gypsy that is offensive, right? But no one knows that the term gypsy.
I think people know.
People know that.
A lot of people don't know, but they say you're a gypsy. It's offensive. Call a Mexican person an essay. Like, hey, essay. Yeah, that's offensive.
What about a rootin' tootin' cotton picker? Yeah.
You know what I mean? We say things all the time, but it's not based. Well, the point that I'm making is, if you do the Crip walk, that don't mean you're a Crip. You're just doing a dance that everybody's doing. You even though technically it's a crip walk, like you doing a gangster dance.
Being racist, you're not necessarily racist.
No, but I don't think the term cotton picking is racist. Like, how did he didn't say to a black person like, "Hey, you're a cotton picker." Like, no, he said, "Yo, cotton picking mine." Something he said 1,000 times that we have said 1,000 times growing up, and to him it might mean something completely different. I just don't feel like we should be ultra sensitive. That's all I'm saying.
I've never even heard that phrase before.
I've heard it a lot. I've said it a lot growing up.
What's that? Cotton picking?
You cotton picking mine. It keeps you from saying you out of your GD mind.
I mean, who
Like, people usually say you out of your goddamn mind. They don't say that. They say you out of your cotton picking mind. They don't want to cuss.
In history, who's been the cotton pickers?
I know. The black people.
So you must be out of your cotton picking mind. Jeez, you out of your cotton picking mind. You know what? Hey, what other terms these days might offend folks?
I'll look up some.
Well, you know, the white ladies are complaining about Karen. They think it's offensive, and I think they are outrageous.
Man. What's that one, Becky? What does that one mean?
Get that brain.
I don't think it means that, but I mean, what's that one, Becky? Like I heard some people use the word Becky, and it means something too.
I'm not sure.
You know what that means, Ron, for real? Or do you want me to say it, or are you playing? I'll say it.
I'd be curious.
I have no idea what it is.
Becky means blowjob, Phil.
Really?
Yes, give me that Becky. They say white girls get.
What in the world?
You know the song Plies can Miss Becky come get me some of that fire. Yes, we can.
I knew that stereotype, but I didn't know that that's what the
term. Yeah, give me that Becky. Give me that Becky. Yeah.
I thought we said pilgrims, by the way.
Yeah, but I mean, we pretty much going all in. You like the episode of The Office when he was like, he asked the Mexican guy. He said, "Is there another term I can call you besides Mexican?" And he was like, "Well, I am Mexican." He was like, "But is there something that's less offensive?"
You try to say Moose is HR tonight.
I will say that if we're adding to the list of what's offensive today, I would put Mexican on there because the proper term is Latin or Latino.
We can't say Mexican?
They're not Mexican, man. What are you talking about? They're Mexican. They're from Mexico, which makes them Mexican. What are you talking about?
I will tell you if you stop yelling at me.
I'm here. Back up from your mic. What's all in your mouth? You Becky is your mic.
Are you talking to me back up?
No.
Okay. So the term Mexican is often used for anyone that is of darker skin that is not black. However, Latin would cover people from Mexico, from anywhere in Central America, from Puerto Rico. So that is the more PC term. Yes, if you are from Mexico, you are Mexican, correct. However, because someone speaks Spanish or because they have dark skin and dark hair, you cannot assume that they are from Mexico. So if you are unsure, Latin, Latino, Latinx, Latina, those would be the correct terms.
Did you say Latinx?
Yes.
I'm never saying that. Where did that come from?
So I can actually explain that to you. So the term Latinx comes from also our time of gender identities. And so Latino should be men and all-inclusive because that is how the Spanish language works. Latina would be just women. If we do Latinx, then that puts in for the variable of someone's gender identity. So if I'm a girl and I'm Latina, but I identify as a man, but you don't know that, then the term Latinx would be appropriate.
I'm going to solve that because I got disconnected.
Man, there's something called Latinx, which means I can be a girl with a penis, but I'm
gender-neutral term.
See, running that generation, I'm at the generation like Seinfeld said, well, it's like I don't even care. I just be like, yeah, like whatever.
I just don't understand. Like
I don't care is where I'm at. Like I really don't even care.
No,
at this point. I'm too
I
old.
want to understand, but I don't.
You're from Mexico. You're a Mexican. It's like being from California.
But no, but wait. But if you're from Mexico and you're a boy, a man, but you have a penis, then you're called Latin X or you're Mexico X.
You're a Mexican,
right?
dog. Moose, let me ask you a question.
It's just Latinx, but so what I'm saying is that the term Mexican is not gender it's not gender seclusive, so it applies for both men and women. Just like a Hoosier is a man or a woman, there are not two different terms for that.
Yeah.
But in Spanish language, male nouns end in an O and female nouns end in an A, so that it depends on how it has been categorized in the Spanish language. So Latino is men.
And Latina.
It can also be inclusive. Latina is women. Latinx is gender neutral.
Yeah, but but again,
for that whole group as a whole. Mexico, people from Mexico are Mexican, just like people from Indiana are Hoosiers. People from the United States are American. Those are not gender seclusive.
I'm not about your gender. Where are you from? Oh, I'm a Mexican. I'm from Mexico. Okay, you're a Mexican.
Okay, but Latin is not a country, right?
Who said they about Latin? We didn't say you from Mexico. You're Latina. You're a Mexican because you're from Mexico.
All right, wait, Jeezy.
We have moved on from that part.
Jeezy, I think
Canadian. Canadians are from Canada. You're Canadian. So why do people get offended when you say Canadian?
But if you what if you're a man Canadian that identifies as a woman? Are you Canadian X?
No, you're still a Canadian. You're from Canada. That's your country of origin is where you're from. Where you from? I'm from Canada. Oh, you're Canadian. Yeah, I'm a Canadian.
I would just like to say that they're from the North America like we are. How come they're not?
No, but they're from Canada. They're from the country of Canada.
They're not Americans. North America.
They're from the country. They're from the country. Somebody from Nigeria. What are they, Moose? They're Nigerian. Oh, wow, look at that. They're from Nigeria.
I'll give you that.
I'm a Nigerian.
You got me. You won that one.
Yeah. Where you from? I'm from Libya. You from Libya. Okay. So what that makes you run if you're from Libya?
A terrorist. Anyway, hey, man, we can...
That was good.
I think that's Liberia.
Liberia, and makes you a Libyan. You're a Libyan.
Yeah.
Or if you're from Egypt,
you're Liberian.
You're from Egypt. What are you, Ron?
You're a librarian.
I was going there.
Librarian.
Where you from? I'm from Egypt. Oh, so you're an Egyptian. Oh, yeah, I'm an Egyptian. Okay. Does anybody get offended by that? No.
In America,
you gotta be an Egyptian X.
If you're Puerto Rican and someone calls you Mexican, very offensive.
But Ron, that's two different things. That's two different places.
I know. That's all I was saying.
That's what we're talking about, though. I think you cut out when we got to that part.
Well, what I'm saying is, no, Ron. If somebody from Mexico, they're Mexican. If you're from Puerto Rico, you're a Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Period. You're Puerto Rican.
But if that is white people. Sorry, that was very condescending. What I'm saying is that especially white people often say Mexican, and they use that term not knowing someone's country of origin.
Blanket.
So if you're Puerto Rican and someone calls you Mexican, you don't like that. So
of course.
To be safe, the term Latino, Latina, Latinx.
We got to move on because he.
No. I get what you're saying because I do that myself. I don't say Mexican or Puerto Rican myself. I say Hispanic, like you're Hispanic. And I just leave it at that. Like you. It's like Asian. Like I don't say Chinese, Japanese, Korean. I don't know what you are, so I just say you Asian. But for somebody to assume that you Chinese because you're island, so like why would you get offended by that? Like I don't know.
I got one question.
I could be Dominican. Like when I was in Puerto Rico, I didn't get offended because people thought I was Dominican. Like no man, I'm American. I ain't Dominican. So I'm supposed to get upset and have a fit because somebody said, "Oh, but you Haitian?"
No, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to go like, yeah, I am Dominican. I play baseball. What you want to go on a date? What we gonna do? We're gonna go on a date or what? We're gonna do. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do.
If I go to Jamaica, people will assume I'm Jamaican. It's just people assume that.
And you say everything is Irish because they call me Moose, aka Big House, and everything is going to be all right. That's what you do. That's what I would do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just think that we take this to me, racial slurs are bad. to me, racial slurs are bad. We can all agree racial slurs are bad. However, like racial kind of like notions and kind of like you might be ain't that bad because it's more to me. That's more underlying ignorance. Like you don't know. So he's like, I don't know. You might be Mexican. I don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know. So you be offended by what you don't know.
I think that it's 2020 and there is all the information you could possibly ever want to use.
Yeah, but see,
you can't claim ignorance anymore. Back up, big boy.
You can't claim ignorance, but at the same time, you can't be calling people racist because they don't know. Like you just come. Like, I don't think it's a blanket. Like when you throw the term racist out there so much, I think it loses it. I think it loses its power. It loses its purpose. It loses its because everybody's throwing out there for every little thing. We deem it racist when it's not. It's not racist. I may make a racist comment, don't make me a racist person. It's just I don't know. I've been saying this my whole life. I don't know. Like Moose, if an 80-year-old lady called you that colored man, are you getting mad about that? No, because she's 80 years old. In her time when she was living, color was an accepted term.
Even when my grandma was on this earth, God bless her, so God may she rest in peace. I would say, Grandma, I'm not colored. You're absolutely right. That was her language, but I would correct her. I mean, that's just me. Only because I did, and you're right. Her language is colored, that colored boy or that, that whatever. Yeah, but no,
yeah.
Hey man, so I got a question for you guys. We're gonna get into run that news here in a minute for sure. But I got a question for you guys. So on these hot days, right? On these hot days, and I was in Michigan recently, and I saw a lot of people in like these little beach towns. Man, they're out, no mask, riding bikes, at the beach, playing volleyball, like chilling out. What do you guys think about that? Like, is that the right move? I mean, cause since they're, for the most part, kind of socially distancing, or is COVID just blowing down the beach with 5,000 people? Like, even though they're 6 feet away from each other, there's nothing in between, not even clothes, because they all got bathing suits on. What do you guys think about that, Ron? You can go first, I guess.
I mean, I think if you are taking precautions and you don't have symptoms and you're social distancing and you trust the people you're around, that's different. I think that I personally would be leery about going to crowded places, even if it's outside. But I also know that I would not be downwind as much as possible, and I would definitely stay away from people. But if I'm being honest, when life goes back to not being a pandemic, I would like for everyone to stay at least 6 feet away from me forever. Like, I like it.
Yeah.
Stay away.
And I tell you, when you're downwind in Michigan, when you're downwind in Michigan, you still smell the cannabis. So the cannabis must be different microns than COVID because you can smell it. What's up, Jeezy?
Well, the way I look at it is it's one of them things, man, where the news have done its job to scare some people into not leaving their house at all during these 4 months, and the other half of the people, like, man, I really don't give a shit. I'm gonna live my life, and somewhere in the middle was the solution. I don't think you should bunker down in your house, but I don't think you should be in a nightclub at the same time. With 50,000 people, it's just like we got to find that balance. But the problem is we're getting, the internet has allowed us to get so much information at the snap of our finger, and there's so many people getting different information, and that we think is fact. Like, for instance, if you go to, let's say, a Trump supporter's Facebook page, when they scroll up their Facebook page, they're getting a whole bunch of news about COVID's a hoax, COVID's this, COVID that. They're getting all the news. They're saying COVID ain't real. It's this and that. You can do all the stuff. That's what they get in their feed. So every day, in their everyday life, they're seeing that source of information. If you're on the opposite end of that fence, and you just say you're a liberal or you're a Democrat or you follow COVID, now all of a sudden you're getting COVID is destroying the world, and there's 14,000 cases today and all that kind of stuff. So equally, both sides is only living their life based off the information they're given every single day. So when somebody come up to you and be like, "Oh, it's a hoax," you're like, that's stupid, because I know it's this, and this, because that's what you see every day. But we don't take the time to look at, well, damn, what are they seeing every day? Oh, they're being fed it's a hoax. Every single thing that they see is showing it's a hoax. So we got two opposite sides. We got two Americas living, really, it's individual America. Everybody living their own individual Facebook feed algorithm that's feeding them a bunch of news, whether it's factual or infactual, we'll never know.
Hey, speaking of that real quick, you dropping some facts over there, Jeezy, but hey man, shout out to Big Gates. Matter of fact, he corrected us. I guess it's called the Shakaroni Pizza. Hey, all right, so I feel like you're right. You know what? So one of my, which is it? So it's the right wing. It's like Trump's right wing, right?
Yeah, right wing. Yeah.
All right, so one of my buddies that is extreme right wing, which is funny because you hear what I said. One of my buddies,
your buddy, but we can't be buddies.
Extreme
but why
right
can't you be
wing.
friends?
I'm talking about extreme. If I read some of his posts, you'd be like, whoa. But when I was in Michigan, he was like, man, you should stop over and have a drink. You know, and I kind of chuckled to myself, like, dang, how would have been? You know, because we are for sure on opposite sides on all of this stuff. He's not wearing a mask. He thinks it's against his rights. He's talking about every day. He's talking about the child pornography ring that the Democrats are in, and he's talking about all that stuff. And everybody got a black eye because they were in some sort of thing with Epstein. You know, he's one of those cats. He's like, man, come over, Moose, come over and have a drink with me since you're close to my house. And I thought to myself, dang, that's tripped out. I would have went, I still, before he was this way, that's when I knew him, obviously, you know what I mean? And so I didn't have any issue with him. So do you guys have, and I know Ron can speak for this firsthand, do you guys have friends or neighbors that are total opposite of you, but you still love them anyway? And I tell you what, Jeezy, I know you just gave a great impression of what's going on with, as far as mask and all that's concerned with two different states, like two different United States, I guess, or what you said, your own individual United States, whatever it is you're watching, whatever's on your news feed. But we know, heavy hitters know, that people get sick of this. We saw Jeezy. Rizzy was sick
for a long time.
But what y'all and what y'all not understanding is, and I've said this a million times, I'll say it again, until something affects you directly affects you or somebody whatever, it don't have the same effect. Like, I always use this example, Down syndrome. Moose is only want to do stuff for Special Olympics. He only want to kind of deal that kind of stuff. I mean, he does it for, he's a charitable person. But if one of his kids had Down syndromes, he would be way more involved with it. He would be out there fundraising, baking cakes. He'd be doing all that stuff on a daily basis. On a daily basis. But I'm using Moose as a bad example. What I'm saying is, like, until it's in your house, it don't matter until it happens in your house. So when it comes to COVID, yeah, we see all these cases, we see all these numbers, we see all this stuff. But like with the Marlins, the Florida Marlins have 14 cases. Now, the way the news presented is the average Joe, uninformed, Democratic, liberal, left-wing person, when they get this information, their first inclination is, oh man, it's a pandemic. They all in the house. They're going to die. They're going to be in the hospital and blah, 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 blah. They sick. Not knowing that, oh no, they played a baseball game on Sunday. They played the game on Sunday. They found this information out on Saturday. They played the game on Sunday. They played. And they all had COVID. 14 players had COVID on the baseball field. Fine, healthy, moving around, playing. But that ain't the narrative that's being pushed. We keep showing these numbers. I said it over again.
People do die.
People do die. Of course they die. Every day somebody dies from something. Heart disease.
People are dying. People are dying from COVID. That's new. It's different.
No, but people die from heart disease for eating cheese and high cholesterol every single day.
Ain't the same, you know.
Ain't nobody saying, "Hey man, we need to stop eating this cheese."
Yes, they do.
Stop clogging the artery. Do anybody listen? Nah, give me a double cheeseburger with some extra pickles. Yeah, and some large front of the coat.
That's how you order lunch. I've been on the phone with you. But
for sure. Cheese. I love cheese. But the point I'm making is, man, like, yes, people are dying, people are affected. However, I don't believe that the numbers, I'm kind of in the middle, I don't believe the numbers are what they say they are. And I don't think I think it's serious. I do. So I take some of the precautions. I do. But I don't think it's to the point where everybody needs to be sequestered to their house and stay in their house.
Nobody's staying in their house. Nobody's doing that anymore. I took pictures and sent y'all that nobody. There's a lot of people that are not staying in the house, and our numbers are indicating that there are a lot of people that are not staying in the house. That's why there's so much infection because people are breathing on each other and doing all kinds of stuff.
This is
more than just not staying in your house, though. Like, I think that a lot of people are not taking the precautions when they are in public, and I think that is a big contributing factor.
I'm gonna say this. Moose said that the numbers showing that it is getting worse now, and that's not true, because we all could go back to when this thing first started. What was the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks of this? What was the biggest complaint? We don't have enough tests. Remember, it was a test.
Now we got more tests, yeah.
So of course, Moves.
Yeah, we know.
The more people you test, the larger the number's going to be. It's a large number. So of course, so to say that back in March, if you did a testing back in March, you had the ample test. Who's to say that the numbers wouldn't have been 14,000 in one day? But the reason being, we didn't have enough. We had a capability to test that many people. So you wasn't getting tested. So the numbers was probably just as big then and been steady or even below that. But we don't know because we didn't have the ample testing to find out what the numbers actually was to begin with. So to say that it's worse now than it was in March, that's crazy because Florida ain't even touched what New York had.
They're over it now. They're over it now, but we have more testing now to show that. But how many New Yorkers probably had it and healed from? That's what I'm saying. Like, the numbers aren't accurate because we didn't have the ample testing. Still got a question. What does it matter when people are dying? Like, I hear you. I hear you, and I absolutely love you. But there was a lot of people that died that wouldn't have died. You know what? Guess what? So here's the thing. They might have died, right, from the next flu strain or what have you. But the last flu strain that went across, they didn't die from it because they didn't. When COVID came, several thousand people died because they could not withstand COVID. I'm with you, Jeezy. I feel like this stuff swept over us, and those that could handle it did. And those that could not handle it didn't. I feel like that's probably what happened. I feel like they might have dumped this on us before Christmas, right? So before Christmas, they probably dumped it on us because they know the best. If you're going to dump it on us, if you're going to weaponize the stuff, the best time to do it is at Christmas time when we all going to be together. We're not thinking about it. We just being with our families and we traveling all over and we doing everything. And, so that would have been the best time to get us over the holidays where we just joy and festivus and blah, blah, blah. I said festivus, festivus or whatever it is you want to say, right? So, buddy, I am with you, right? I'm with you, but I go back and to when I'm glad you made it. But when you were sick, they made us glove up and mask up before we came to see you. I was watching.
I had Legionnaires and pneumonia.
You had a respiratory ailment.
Yeah.
And in order to keep you safe, in order to keep you weren't masked up, we were.
I was masked up, actually.
No, you weren't. I got the video. I got video of it, buddy.
I did. I had to wear a mask.
No mask for you. We all got a mask on, right?
I'm not. I think we're saying two different things. I agree with what I think we're saying the same thing. What I'm saying is the biggest problem with all of the situation is not only are we seeing the ineptitude of the leadership of the federal government, we're seeing the ineptitude of local government because we can't. The problem is now is that no one is on the same page. You got Johnson County doing this. You got Marion County doing that.
Not anymore.
You got Brown County doing this.
Not anymore, buddy.
Huh?
Not anymore. Not anymore. As of yesterday morning, we all got a mask on. Everybody.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like so you understand that when people have these different rules for different places, you can see why people get upset. They're like, well, I'm not doing that. That's silly because I've been doing this the whole time. So all of a sudden today is the day I got to change it. And not to mention Indiana, if you look at the total cases in Indiana, it ain't even remotely low. So why am I somebody who lives in Trafalgar gonna walk around where there's like 3 cases? But I gotta walk around like this, like it don't make any sense. It don't make sense.
Here's the thing. Here's what. Listen, as reporters, what we are, we're media. You do realize that they do not criminalize you for not wearing it. So there was a fine considered, but now it's not a fine. So I feel, and then there was some police officers like police departments are like we not gonna mess with this. What's that policeman Quackenbush up in I think it's Hendricks in Hamilton County? He's like, look, we're not even gonna police this. So I mean, I feel what you're saying. I mean, it's just one of those things.
But I will say this: like, if you say, you know what, everybody gonna wear a mask if you go in the store. When you go in the store, put the mask on. To me, it's crazy, it's surreal, but it's not a big deal. Put the shit on, go and get what you got to get, come out, take it off, get in your car, drive away. Like it ain't that. It ain't that serious to me. It's like, you know what, this is gonna be with everybody, make you comfortable. Fine, I'll put it on, go and do what I gotta do. Come out, you know what I'm saying? I even put it under my nose, like I ain't gonna wear this shit right because I can't. I'm just gonna put it right in here. So when I talk to you, whatever, I don't even care. I go and do what I gotta do to appease the people, make it look good for the optics. Go grab what I gotta grab. I'm not talking to nobody. I grab my stuff, I walk out, take it off, and I leave. Period. That's what I do.
Put it under your nose is not helping, by the way.
No, who cares? I mean, it don't matter.
You brought up 2 great public service announcements that I would like to take advantage of at this time. A, the mask goes over your nose and mouth. B, if you are driving your car and in your car is just you, people in your circle, no mask is required. If you are walking around downtown and you are if you are 6 feet or more away from people, especially if you're walking by yourself, there is no need to have your mask on. You just look ridiculous. Also, let's talk about gloves for just a hot second. The gloves are still touching all of the things, and so then you touch your phone or you touch your face or you take your mask off with your gloves on, and it's pointless. Just use your hands, use hand sanitizer, wash them as soon as you get home, sing your little song, make sure you get in between your fingers, around your thumbs, under your nails. There's a correct way to wash your hands. Let's just be smarter, because when I see people, especially people driving alone in their car with their mask on, I just feel like their brain cells are maybe not all firing correctly at the same time and at the correct speed.
That's hilarious. Oh, man, you guys listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show. That was funny. Hey, man, we appreciate that public service announcement.
Moose.
Yo.
Yeah.
Is it true? I mean, I ask Ron's the actual educator. So, Ron.
Yeah.
Science, right? We all agree that science is important.
I think science is real.
Science is real. Okay. We can agree on that.
Yes.
Science has told us that antibacterial soap is not necessarily good for you because it breaks down, it lowers your immune system.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
There are good and bad bacteria.
There are good and bad. So basically your body, when you go outside, your body takes on the viruses and bacteria that's outside, and your body builds immunity to those.
We are going to be, Jeezy, we're going to be hurt. And when it's flu season again, we're going to be in trouble.
Not me, not Jeezy, because I don't do no antibacterial nothing.
All soap is antibacterial. Do you never wash your hands?
Regular soap.
every soap is antibacterial.
Well, I'll take that back. Jesus don't use.
Well, just
Jesus don't use hand sanitizer.
What are you doing? You washing your hand in like 10 seconds. You're like, I'm good.
I'm good. They clean. I'm out of here.
That's disgusting.
Also, PSA: all soap is antibacterial. If you're paying more just because the bottle says antibacterial, don't, because all soap kills germs.
Yeah, well, I'll correct myself. I don't use hand sanitizer.
Okay.
I don't use that stuff because to me, I'd rather have the natural bacteria, whatever is out there throughout the day, and deal with it that way. I just believe that's what I believe. That's how my brain works.
Okay.
Hey, Heavy Hairs Radio
Show. I'm not
guys.
saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm not saying none of that.
Hey man, we need to move on from this. I get it. We got it. Don't wash your hands if you don't want to.
You're the same dude that watches GD to talk for 30 minutes nonstop, uninterrupted.
All I'm saying is we gotta quit talking about this.
It's back to us three.
We gotta quit talking about this.
We won't control the show back. My bad. Go ahead, man.
Let's talk about something else. Let's have some fun. Let's run that news.
My bad, Moose.
Yeah, you know what? You didn't start a street organization in the 60s in Chicago.
No, it was really cool. So
I was part of it.
You didn't know. You didn't know the leader of the Vice Lords.
I did not know.
True. All right, let's run that news. Let's have some fun. So I'm going to skip over some of these stories because they're. Let us start with shoes and chicken, because what do I love more than those two things? Nothing.
Did you say shoes and chicken?
Shoes and chicken, yes.
All right.
Okay, so our beloved Crocs. You know, the ugly plastic shoe that everybody loves.
The ones I have on now.
Men should never wear them.
Are you wearing Crocs right now? Shut up. Yep, those are them. Yep,
I didn't know they made Crocs in like 17.
That's amazing. Well, they probably also stretch out. Anyway, so Crocs has paired with KFC to make a KFC version of the Croc. They're already sold out on pre-order. It looks like the bucket of chicken.
If I see one brother wearing them shoes.
No, it gets better. Are you ready? They're chicken scented. I wish, oh my gosh, your faces. They're chicken scented. Now, here's the thing. I love the smell of fried chicken. I don't think I love the smell of fried chicken on my feet.
Did it look like I was frozen? Because like I told you it was good still.
It did. So let me ask you this. First of all, let's pretend like you have recently met someone and you are thinking about being intimate with this person. And they show up at your house, not only in Crocs, but chicken scented Crocs. What is your next move?
Hey, Jeez, you know what I'm gonna do.
You can have whatever you like.
I'm opening the door on them like you're out.
Yeah, it's over.
It's weird.
We got double chin trip. DP in the building.
The fact that it looks like a bucket of chicken is one thing, but then the fact that it smells like chicken is another. And so they were recently put online for purchase, and they sold out in 90 minutes.
Okay, I just want one time where Black Lives kind of is all right. It kind of matters. Please don't let it be us buying those shoes.
I know.
It's just not a good look.
Jeezy, if you had to guess, how much did the Crocs that you have on your feet cost you?
Mine was free. I would never pay for these things.
Okay. Well, these are 60 doll hairs a piece, and $3 from each pair goes to the KFC Foundation's Employee Scholarship Fund.
There is no way.
They are tripping.
Crocs cost like $15, and they probably cost 15 cents to make. I don't understand why they're so expensive.
Because people say because they're so comfortable.
I mean, they are. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they comfortable as hell, but I'm not paying $60 for them.
Would you wear them in public? Do you wear them in public?
No, I do not.
Just around your house. Okay, I'm on board with that. So, if you want chicken scented Crocs, they are currently sold out, but I am sure they will show up on some bidding sites and you'll be able to purchase them.
I would implore. I would just implore.
I guess it's at least $120 if you have to buy them aftermarket.
I would just implore the black folks, just because of my, you know what, just because of my implicit bias. If you're black, please don't buy the chicken scented shoes, man. The fried chicken scented shoes.
I know.
Please don't, man. Please, I mean, just do it. I almost want to say something, man, but we got to run here. So don't be nice. I won't use certain words in mixed company. I try not to do that anymore. But
do I count as mixed company?
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
I'm not on the
N-words. Please don't affect the black people of this world by buying these shoes. Because it's going to be you who's going to buy them. It won't be me or Moose. We good, wholesome black people. Good, wholesome African Americans. But you N-words.
Hey, you know, I'm black. I'm black, and I'm black first. Like I'm pro-black. I'm all good with that. I do not hate pilgrims. As a matter of fact, I love pilgrims, but I am pro-black. Yeah. If I'm watching the boxing match and it's a brother and a pilgrim, I want the brother to win.
I'm voting for the brother 100% of the time.
Until
you have the right to go for the pilgrim 100% of the time.
Right. Until I find out the brothers from Zimbabwe and the pilgrims from Texas, then I'm going for the pilgrim.
Thank you, Moose.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I mean,
that's know what, Moose? We call that inside baseball. So we just gave you a little inside baseball. This is what we gave you right there. We always pull for the brother until we find out he's not from America. Then we pull for the American.
Right.
Like everyone else.
Like everyone else.
Everyone else is here, yo.
Yeah, it's all good.
The same way if it's a Mexican, a Mexican fighter fighting somebody else, all the Mexicans and Latinos in general all pulling for the Hispanic guy.
Every time.
Versus a Puerto Rican.
Hey, hold on. I was at a fight in Chicago. I wasn't at Chicago Stadium. What's the other one? What's the other stadium, Jeezy, where the other basketball stadium? Over by the airport.
Chicago Stadium?
No, by the airport, the other one. It's round. I can't think of the name of it, but
Allstate Arena?
I was over there. I was at the other one. And I was at a boxing match. And it was a brother from Indianapolis, right? Fighting Camacho's son.
Mm-hmm.
Every person that I was around was Latino, or Latina X, or whatever they are. They were all going for this dude, and so especially when he was from Nap, I was like, yeah. And 5,000 people turned around and looked at me like, why are you standing up right now? We don't even know who this guy is. Like, it don't matter who he is. He's a brother from my hometown. Who's taking bets? Right? And I start betting these random cats around there, and I lost every ounce of my money because he was like a...
Makes you beat the brakes off of him?
Man, he was a dude from like 30th and when you know what I mean? He wasn't even from a bad neighborhood. He's probably from North Central High School or something. He got beat up so bad, but I went for him anyway. So for sure, I mean, that happens everywhere. I tell you what, my buddy Layman Brewster, who was a heavyweight champion of the world, he fought in Chicago. I'm there. In Chicago, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like the fight scene is very segregated. He was fighting Andrew Galata. Guess who came out?
Polish.
All the Polish people. Pulaski. That's all they was yelling. It was deafening how much they was yelling. Of course, Layman subsequently knocked him out in about 53 seconds. They were quiet and they were mad. We were not. We were happy and loud, but we were outnumbered and we were smart.
So, yeah, of course. but it just goes to show, man. Like you support your own. It's not you want to have. And boxing is the ultimate black versus white sport. It's the ultimate. Like this is actual fighting. So it was like, okay, it's the ultimate. You know, it's just like when a white dude, when a pilgrim dude plays in the NBA, like immediately they just get excited.
Right.
And then they realized, like, yeah, he ain't had that childhood hunger. He might be a skilled person, but he ain't had that hunger. So I mean, you root for him. You root for the Jared Bushlers, the Steve Kerrs of the world. You root for them guys if you're a Pilgrim cat.
No, the young fellow from Michigan.
You identify with those guys. You identify with them. That's all it is. You want to see people do well that look like you.
Right. All right, Ron.
And I'm going to get into something, to run that news, I'm going to get into something that might ask Moose a question.
All right, run the news.
Okay, great. So let's talk about Fauci. God love him. He's like a little trinket. He threw out the first pitch at the Nationals game, and it was like, I don't know, 10 feet to the left of the plate. So everyone's now calling it the social distance pitch. And then Trump got jealous because that's who he is. And he said, well, I'm going to throw out the first pitch at the Yankees game. And the Yankees were like, no, he's not. And he was like, oh, I'm too busy. And they were like, we didn't invite him to do that. So, more lying because he's a jealous human being.
Yeah.
They, Jeezy, I was thinking that Fauci might have, at first I thought it was the worst one I ever saw, but then it's not. The worst one I ever saw was Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis. Yeah, for sure.
Carl Lewis was the worst one ever.
Yeah.
So Ron, if you want to look that up, just so you know what we're talking about, you can look it up. But so Fauci's wasn't bad, and by the way, Fauci's like 80. His rotator cuff been gone,
and he's like 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And the reason why Carl Lewis was the worst because we looked at Carl Lewis at the time was like the greatest athlete in the world.
Right.
And you can't throw a bait. Like, you threw that bait, it was like your stock. He went from like man to like, oh no, you can only run. Dude, he might be from Kenya. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I lying, Moose? Am I lying? Because Carl, like, run. You understand? Carl Lewis was like the greatest athlete ever. Like, forget Jordan. Carl Lewis was that guy. Am I lying, Moose?
He was winning all the gold medals. He's doing everything.
That was a real-time reaction.
Yeah, I said Michael Jordan. Yeah, Carl Lewis was just as big Olympic time as Michael Jordan.
You saw the pitch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, I've never pitched a baseball in my entire life, and I'm more better than that.
I told the big sis about it. She was like, you know what? I don't think we've seen Carl Lewis since. Like, where did he go?
No, it was over with. The mystique was over. It was over after that. It was over like, dog, you went from a god to like a mere mortal. Immediately, it was like, he's just an everyday dude.
Yeah.
He can't throw a baseball.
Correct. Also, like, here's the thing. If I was a famous person, and this is maybe just because I'm a anxiety-ridden perfectionist, but if I was invited to throw out a ceremonial first pitch, I would practice for days. That would not be the very first time I've ever thrown a pitch in my life.
You at least getting in 90 feet. Like, that's really all you care about. Straight.
Well, the first rule that people tell you is don't stand on the mound.
Right,
if you actually stand in front of the mound.
Right.
Like, don't stand on the rubber. Everybody want to go on the rubber. Like, nah, brother, it's a different experience up there than it is if you stand in front of it and just throw it down and get out of there.
Right.
But everybody want to go to the mound like that actual pitcher. Like, that 90 feet. How far is it? 90 feet, is it?
Yes.
No, it's a full length of a basketball court?
Yes.
No.
If I'm going to trust anybody on baseball knowledge, it's going to be Moose.
Yeah, so I didn't know the pitcher mound was the size of a basketball court.
So the pitcher's mound is 90 feet and the bases are 60.
Wait a minute, the NBA court is 94 feet.
Yeah, so it's 4 feet.
These jokers throwing from the free throw line to the other baseline. Well, about the middle of the free throw. From the charge line.
At 90.
At 90. And they can't even, wow, that put things in perspective for me right there. Like, that's crazy. They throwing some real gas.
Baseball, hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports.
I would question that. I would say playing NFL quarterback will rival that.
No way.
And the only reason why I say the hitting playing quarterback is hard because you got 0.2 seconds to make a decision. 0.2.
Nah. No, because there's quarterbacks that hand it off 70% of the game.
Listen, Moose. See, we watch on TV. You had a luxury. When you play, you had a luxury.
I said I played. I know it's no.
But you didn't play at the highest. Again, I played too. But I didn't play at the highest level. It was like, and I hiked the ball, and I gotta go 1,001, 1,000, and I go. All right, somebody's hitting me from the back. Hold on a second. It's over with.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put this in perspective for you.
I want to know how long you have to react to a baseball.
No.
So
don't get me wrong.
So look at this. Look at my head compared to this. See that?
90 miles an hour.
And it's okay. So it's coming 90 miles an hour.
90 plus, yeah.
From 90 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's moving as it travels.
Right.
And then you got to hit it with something that's 2.18 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me that's easier to do than throwing a football down the field? No, it's not. Because guess what? You got to make a decision when it comes out of the dude's hand.
Moose, I'm not saying that hitting a baseball
By the way,
is
did y'all
easy.
see that? Look at that. That's
home run.
Yeah, it's one of them home run balls.
Don't get me wrong, Moose. I've never said that hitting a baseball is easy. I'm not making light of the situation. I'm just saying being an NFL quarterback might be a tad bit harder to do.
It's not. You know what? All right, I put it this way.
It might. Moose, I'm splitting hairs. It's
We're
hard to say
We're not
one A and one B.
We're not.
One A and one B.
All right, listen. All right, I got something to say to you. If you throw 30% as an NFL quarterback, are you good?
No, but it's
But
we're talking about a different level of hard.
But if you hit the ball at 30
times, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're one of the best ever.
No, I know, Moose. I'm not doubting. It's hard just because it's like saying just because I say I think being an NFL quarterback having 0.2 seconds. A 2 seconds to make a decision. To make a decision, or you're getting hit hard. You're getting tackled. You're getting sacked.
No.
And then you got to throw the ball in certain areas where there's like little to no wiggle room for that ball placement to be there, and the calculations to make all the. I'm taking all the factors of being a quarterback versus hitting the ball.
No, I'm sorry.
Hitting the ball is still harder. It's still
harder. I'm not going to agree
hard.
with you on this. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree.
No. I'm just not going to agree with you at all this time. I love you. I love you, but I'm not agreeing with you at all.
Yeah. I don't agree with you. I think that playing an NFL quarterback is slightly more difficult than hitting a baseball.
You're crazy. All right, but whatever. You say,
Yeah, we disagree. As you say, we can move on. Next story, Ryan.
Well, I would like to add to this one before we move on, but then I'm going to immediately move on and not let Jeezy say anything. I think that the big difference here that Jeezy is choosing to ignore is that the O-line is there to protect the quarterback in order to give him more time. However, always in baseball, you have about 0.75 seconds to respond to the ball when you would like to make a hit. Okay, moving on.
Real quick, I'm rebutting that again. There is no one hitting you if you make the wrong decision in baseball. We can move on.
Hit by a pitch.
Yes, I have. That's why I stopped playing baseball.
Okay.
Actually. That should hurt.
So you couldn't make a decision fast enough. You got hit by the pitch, and you decided that you would quit playing baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
Amen.
But I know playing in the NFL, the National Football League, where you got 300-pound men running a 4.5 coming after you, it's slightly difficult than me standing in a slightly. I keep using the word. I'm using all the adjectives I can use to describe it, but it's not saying like I'm not saying it by a long shot. I'm saying it's slightly harder to be an NFL quarterback. Harder. It's harder playing an NFL quarterback. Slightly harder than hitting the baseball.
It's not. It's not because I mean, and then here's the thing. Then we keep saying we're gonna stop after we make a statement, but now you made one.
I won't say anything after this.
I'm gonna make one. So here's what happens, man. You got a guy that's 6'5", throwing plus 90 plus at you from 90 feet. and you have less than a second to respond, and the ball is moving at some point, sometimes 12 inches from the where you see it to where it finishes, and you have to be able to make contact with it. And then after, even if you do make contact with it, in order for nobody to catch it, you got to hit it at least 400 feet, maybe 320 feet. And if that's not the case, if you do hit it in the field somewhere, you now then have to run 60 feet to get it before someone else gets it and throws it with their throwing velocity being 85 at the least, 85 miles per hour, the velocity. Hitting it off the bat, 120 is the best. So on average, it's about 90 exit velocity off the bat. You have to stand in front of that, by the way, if you're going to catch it, or can maybe catch it on the bouncer off the ground to catch it to make the throw to get him. Are you freaking kidding me? And again, it's 2 inches. It's 2.5 inches in diameter.
Okay.
And moving 90 miles per hour.
So you said the game of baseball is harder than the game of football. Is that what you're telling me?
Dealing with the ball. We talking about the ball.
No. Is that because now that's a different argument.
No, it's
so
not.
now I will argue that football is 100% harder than playing baseball.
Because you're getting tackled?
100% harder.
Because you're getting tackled?
Not even close.
Because you're getting tackled and hit?
This the game in itself, the strategy involved. The strategy of like throwing a football. We're talking about this much room between like winning and losing. This much. Bam, and getting hit.
There's five guys that do that. 5 guys.
You got grown
My bad. You know what?
We disagree.
Yeah. And I tell you what. You know what? Big Gates agrees with you, Jeezy. He said football because you got to look over 7 guys to throw the ball. He's with you on your team.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to my second favorite game. Also, this story is for Reigns. So Post Malone, God, I love him. Post Malone's great. He is trying to make the World Beer Pong League a thing because it's his dream, and he says it's becoming very close to reality. So what he wants to do is create an entire league for beer pong. And I just feel like if anybody's going to do it, it should be Post Malone. Pretty much you would have teams, and they would go through like any major sports team, and there would be money associated with winning it. Now, Post Malone, I'm sure you're listening to our podcast. I would love for you to also do a subcategory of Flip Cup because I'm way better at Flippy Cup than beer pong. I'm down for a Flippy Cup World League for sure. I think that guy could win some serious titles.
I mean, Post Malone already got a title sponsor because ain't he with like Bud Light, Trulies or whatever he's doing in the commercial?
He's
a title sponsor right there.
Bud Light Seltzer or something. Yeah,
Seltzer. Yeah. I know it's one of them things.
Yes.
Some shit I don't drink.
So here's the thing. I could see it happening because we already have. Cornhole. We have cornhole championship.
Horseshoes.
We have cornhole, and I've watched cornhole.
And they wear masks on opposite ends of the other thing, which is ridiculous. But go ahead.
No, because they're next to the guy that's on the other team.
But they're friends. When they get in the car, they wear masks in the car together. Anyway, continue.
They're not friends, man.
It's not the same.
All right, what else? What other news you got?
Okay, great. So Post Malone, I'm here for it. There was a UFO sighting in California. No one has confirmed or denied. They just said it was zooming past at these outrageous speeds. Also, if you watch the new season of Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, you can learn all about the alien abductions in the 70s, maybe 80s. It was very interesting. Would definitely recommend. Moving on to my most favorite Netflix monstrosity of quarantine, The Tiger King. So Carol Baskins killed her husband, whacked him, and we can all agree on that. I think of all the things that have happened recently, that's what America can agree on.
Yeah, Carol Baskins definitely did it.
Now, Carol Baskin also was trying to get the rights to the zoo. There was all these legal issues, blah, blah, blah. Now, Jeff Lowe, the Affliction t-shirt man, he took over the zoo when Joe Exotic fell on some hard times, and now Joe Exotic is in jail, as we know. So Carol Baskin has recently gotten the court to grant her the ownership of the zoo that Jeff Lowe is now running. So she is now complaining that Jeff Lowe is not complying, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to need there to be I want to say I need there to be another season of Tiger King, but I think I can only handle that when we're in quarantine. When I have to go back to work, I don't know that I mentally can also handle Tiger King. So that's what's happening in Florida, Texas area of things. I couldn't tell you where their zoo was. Also, we spent a lot of time talking about baseball, so let's go back to that. So we know that MLB has recently started. We also know that Trump's a racist, and he says, if you kneel during the national anthem, then you should be fired or whatnot. So the baseball teams were like, forget you. We're going to do it anyway. Except for Sam Coonrod for the Giants. He says that he's Christian and he's not going to take a knee. So, dear Sam, I don't know if he's read his Bible lately, but Jesus left the 99 to go save the one. And black people right now are the one. So we're here for the movement, sir. Also, they had a black ribbon that they all held while they kneeled during the national anthem. I thought it was pretty cool.
Have you noticed that when people stop talking about certain things, it becomes a non-story?
What do you mean?
These players kneeled the first day, and after that, you ain't heard nothing else about it. And we already almost a week into this season. That's what happens when you just be like, okay, carry on. President said something. All right, move on.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that because the NFL is also making some statements. They are putting the names of victims of police brutalities on helmets, and they're putting signs in the end zones. Now, if you remember, we've also talked about the NFL for the first week is going to play both the national anthem and the black national anthem.
It's called the Negro National Anthem.
I'm not calling it that.
That's the name of it.
Let's go.
It feels weird.
Could you say Negro?
Yeah.
Ron, repeat after me. Negro.
I don't want to. It feels weird.
Negro.
Also, the end zones are going to say...
I said say Negro, not Negra. Say Negro.
Well, maybe it's Negrex.
No, it's not. We don't go out like that.
It's not. I know. But the end zones are going to say it takes all of us, which is true, but also seems kind of odd, I feel like. I don't know. We'll see how long that lasts, too.
I think it's only the first week, from what I understand. And you know what they're doing in the NFL? They're opening up to 25% capacity in all of the stadiums. So they're going 25% capacity for the game right now. I am not. No, I love football, but you know what? And from what I understand, it's only the first the first 10 or 18 rows or something are blocked off. So if you got real good seats, you still got to sit in the next section up, which doesn't even make sense to me when you got 53 dudes down there on the court, on the field together doing their thing. So, I don't know.
Interesting. Well, while we're still talking about sports, Mike Ditka is in the news because he says that if you kneel during the national anthem during the NFL season, you should get the hell out of the country.
Oh yeah, Mike Ditka. Oh look, somebody stuffed their face instead of having something to say about that.
Well, I'll say this. I'll let him chew, and then he can answer. Dear Mike, so you agree that people should leave their countries where they're not being treated correctly and seek refuge in other countries? Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page.
My thing is this. I do not care what Mike Dickens thinks about what people do against the flag. it's exhausting. Like, we keep expecting, we keep thinking that everybody's going to see things the way we do, and the world don't work that way. It just don't. He going to see things his way. That's fine. You're old curmudgeon. You think that it's still about the flag. That's fine. You go smoke your cigars. You play golf. You ain't watching the news. Who cares, man? You out there, you living your life, man. That's fine. I'm not going to get worked up because Mike Dicker says, okay, that's fine. That's cool.
You going to his restaurant?
Yeah. It's too much. We got too many boxes open. And just because Mike Dicker said something, like, no, I'm just closing that box off, man. I'm cool. Click. Close that browser window. Hit it. Delete. Like, it don't matter.
He's very upset about it. He said, if you can't respect our national anthem, get the hell out of the country.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way I feel. Of course, I'm old-fashioned, so I'm only going to say what I feel. Then he goes on to say, you don't protest against the flag, and you don't protest against the country who's given you the opportunities to make a living playing a sport that you never thought would happen. So I don't want to hear all the crap.
Wow.
Yeah, well, okay. That's how you feel.
That's
Can we
it.
get to Woody Johnson, please?
What'd you say?
I'm not done yet.
Oh, you want to have that story?
I'm not done yet,
Okay, go ahead. So go ahead, continue.
is what I said. I have all kinds of things that are happening recently. I would like to move on to Kanye and Kim first, though.
Okay.
So we all know that Kanye has had some sort of psychotic break, if you will. And
He's bipolar.
Yeah, exactly.
correct. And he is saying some horrible things. He's trying to run for president. In a lot of states, he cannot get on the ballot. So at this point, he's traveling around. He's trying to get on the ballot. He's trying to bribe some states. He's got to get signatures. Some of those deadlines he's already missed. Kim K went to visit him. There was this very tense meeting. She was sobbing in the car. He's a mess. And if I'm being honest, just the way that I see people handling everything that's occurring in the world right now, I don't have a lot of faith in the American people for what is about to come in November. Don't vote for Kanye. Please don't. Please don't. He's crazy.
He has mental illness.
That is not a nice word. Yes. Did you see? As soon as I said it, I made a statement.
What matters is, though?
Not a nice word.
The question I have is, not that I'm supporting Kanye or anything, but is he any different than Trump?
So I feel as though they are one and the same. Now,
That's all. Like you said, he's crazy. He's just like, we can say they're about to do this in office right now.
We know what
and I will
happened.
tell you that Trump thumpers will also say those things about Biden.
You know what happened is that if he did get on the ballot enough, he would get some votes that would probably take away from Biden.
He would pillage. He would definitely pillage some votes from Biden. For
He
sure.
pillaged from Biden.
Correct. Which means they'll go to Trump. Now, I will say, the faith that I have in our election system has brightened slightly with the Supreme Court's case saying that the Electoral College has to go with the popular vote from that state. Now, I feel like maybe at some point in the very near future, we should look at the Electoral College. I'm not sure that how it's structured now is how it should be structured, considering it was created to not only account for the Black people who were not allowed to vote, but also the people that they felt like were too uneducated to make a decision. I'm just saying that maybe it's, outdated.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question.
Okay, let's hear it.
Do you feel that you live like the people from California? Do you feel that your lifestyle, your way of living is the same as those people?
No.
Would you say that your lifestyle is the same as the people who live in, like, New York?
No.
So do you realize by getting rid of the Electoral College, all you have to do is win California, New York, maybe Chicago, win those two areas in the whole middle of the country we're forgotten about. The Electoral College, even though in some cases it works against you. Some cases it does. But however, it's put in place so that you don't have high populated areas, the East Coast and the West Coast, all the money and influence, controlling everybody else in the whole country.
But I didn't say to get rid of the Electoral College.
Yeah. I mean, maybe reconfigure it some kind of way or something, but yeah, the way it works is it gives people of North Dakota some say. It gives people in Wyoming some say. Iowa some say. People in New Mexico, Indiana, Illinois, like, all these places where it's not heavily populated. So instead, you just went in California. We got 40 million people in California, another 30 million in New York. You win those two states, you got to do nothing to nobody else. You got to go to Atlanta, Chicago. You won the election. 3 places, 4 places. You can win.
I'm just saying that I think that some of the systems that were created could have a renovation, if you will.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not here to abolish the police nor the Electoral College. I just think some things could get reworked.
I think again, the term abolish police was never. It was a word that somebody probably threw around, but that was never a thing. It's just something that people just kind of ran with and said. The term was defund, and ignorant people didn't know that thought defunding mean get rid of, which is not the thing. They just saying allocate funds for the things, but you got people. Well, you can continue. I ain't even go into that. Go ahead, continue. Okay,
great. Let us move on to. Let's go to some celebrity news, and then, Gigi, we can get to your story. So, as an update for everyone keeping track at home, the camera that was used to tape Rodney King's beating is now up for auction. Disgusting. Patrick Mahomes is now a part owner of the Kansas City Royals. Good job. Mike Tyson says that he could totally beat Conor McGregor in a boxing match.
He totally will.
I'm on board with that. A woman in Michigan set fire to a Jeep. We're not sure why. I have some assumptions. And so she poured gas in it, like the window was down. She poured gas in the back seat and then stood right by the window and threw the flame in. And when the car caught fire, it knocked her on her booty and maybe burned her face off. I'm not totally sure about that.
It burned her face, except she did have a mask on and protected her. So, like where her mask was not burnt, but everything else was burnt. That's how she got caught. So she's in jail right now. I saw that story too.
Her face didn't get burned where the mask was. Like, did she stop, drop, and roll? Oh my gosh!
It was a very quick.
There's a flashbang.
It was like a flash, there's like a bam, and like knocked her down, and she got the heck out of there.
Okay, that's fair.
She get what she deserved.
Fiddy is making fun of Megan Thee Stallion for getting shot. He's now apologizing. She was recently shot because some argument happened. They got pulled over. She got out of the SUV. The passenger shot her in her feet. I don't. She's not a savage.
I saw the video. So her boy didn't shoot her? Like her boyfriend didn't shoot her?
So now they're saying that it was one of her girlfriends. So we don't know. We don't actually. No one's been charged yet. But she did have surgery to remove the bullets and bullet fragments from her feet. I would say at this point she's maybe not classy or bougie, but I would say ratchet. I would say ratchet for her.
Somebody tell me who Megan Thee Stallion is? I don't know who that is.
Savage. I'm a savage.
Okay.
Bougie, ratchet.
Okay. I thought that was Beyonce.
No. Beyonce's on the remix. Why do I know this and you don't?
Because it's Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know. I mean, the only reason I know it because I saw the video of her getting arrested.
PhD.
Somehow I think this is going to boost her career. I don't know. Just call me crazy. She would now replace Cardi B probably.
She was dating somebody though. Somebody famous.
I know.
It wasn't Plies.
I have to look it up. I will look it up in just a moment. Last, before we get to Jeezy's story that he is so anxious to talk about, is there is now, and I don't think I'm okay with this. There is a George Floyd hologram that is going to be traveling through the southern states.
We're going what through the southern states?
There's a George Floyd hologram that's going to be traveling through the southern states.
It's almost like jokers is trying to incite a riot, man. It's almost like this is like just all this stuff is just trying to get people riled up, dog, because it makes no sense, dog, to do that.
So it was Change.org created this. They partnered with the George Floyd Foundation to create this hologram. So it's all yellow lights, and man, it doesn't look very good. Like, I don't feel like it looks a whole lot like him. So I don't know. I feel like they're almost just going to like show up and put the hologram where the Confederate statues used to be that have been torn down, and then just move to the next city. Like,
oh, serious?
I don't feel like he looks good.
Oh wow, no, I'm not.
Doesn't it look kind of horrible?
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, man.
So I think it's weird. Now I will say that his family is on board with it, so at least there's that. So they're kind of going to follow the same route as the 61 Freedom Rides, which is awesome. I'm on board with that part. I think that's a cool way to memorialize this movement. And Floyd's family says that they're A-okay with it. They want it to be displayed where people need it the most. So we'll see what comes out of that. Could be very interesting. I think that the hologram could look better.
Wow.
You ready to talk about Woody Johnson?
Yeah, do you know who Woody Johnson is?
Yes.
Who is he, man?
He's the U.S. ambassador to the U.K.
And he's also the owner of the Jets.
Correct.
So this guy gets on there and asks, have y'all seen the story, first of all? Y'all seen the story?
I did see it.
I have not.
Well, basically, he was doing an event for minorities. He was like, it's going to be full of black people. That's the first thing he said. Then he says that something about black men. What do you say? Probably like black men need to be in the homes, not being single parents or something like that.
I was thinking along those lines. I'll see if I can find exactly what he said.
So on the line, so Mr. Johnson, that seems to be the narrative that black men are involved in the house, and that's the narrative that it's kind of like black on black crime. Like it kind of just rolls off the tongue. Everything that's about black just kind of rolls off the tongue. But I'm gonna throw some numbers at you, Mr. Johnson. You do realize that 42% of the white community is ran by single parents. 42%. In the black household, it's 28%. Now, I'm not a genius. I just went to Central State, but God was Central State. But 42 is a lot bigger than 28.
I would also like to say this for everyone, because I feel as though a lot of people have recently said that the absence of the black father is what's wrong with the black community. Just the fact that someone might be deemed a single mother doesn't mean that the father is absent.
Absent. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ron. And second of all, to Ron's point about just because, absent of a single mom doesn't mean, well, I'm going to explain, and Moose can probably attest to this more. Moose, we talk about, we'll use the term that we use, roaches. Mm-hmm. We use that term. So if any, I'll look at any type of hardship, and what Woody Johnson of the world need to understand is the difference between single pilgrim parents and single black parents is there was no system of government put in place to keep your ass out the house. There was nobody telling you, can't no man be in this house or I'm going to give you money. There was no system put in place that basically devalued your position in the house where almost it made sense to be like, well, I can get, $1,200 a month plus another $700 a month food stamps if you ain't here and my rent is $25 a month. Like, they incentivize black women not to have black men in the house. It was an incentive for that, and they took full advantage of that incentive plan. A lot of them took advantage of that. So thus, not to mention the over-incarceration of the same people that was trying to make a living. So yeah, there was systems put in place that made things the way they are. Not to mention, we act like the civil rights was 500 years ago. No, it wasn't. It was just 50. Just 50. It
still would have just celebrated his 79th birthday.
Yeah, so we're talking about 40 years ago. 40 some odd years ago. Like, yeah, we talk like it was so long. Like all of a sudden you just flip a switch and everybody's like, hey, I'm equal now. Like, nah, brother. It's gonna be years. It's gonna be years before we get even close to where we feel like we straight. And that leads me to my other story about LeBron James. And while LeBron James is great.
Easy, back up just a little bit, buddy. You coming in.
That's why LeBron James is great. Not necessarily on the court, but Ron touched on the story earlier about Patrick Mahomes being one of the youngest owners of a MLB team, where he took some of his money and bought into the Kansas City Royals. To me, Moose, that's the LeBron James effect. A lot of them cats that's growing up now have watched how LeBron James handle his business as far as ownership, as far as being a business tycoon while he's still playing and using his celebrity and talent as leverage to give him certain things. And several other athletes like Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, all of these guys have been the epitome of what it is to be an athlete and black. You know what I'm saying? But when Michael Jordan came through, Michael Jordan was the first. So he's a Pied Piper. But also the league wasn't the same. Like, Jordan was, at least on the documentary, he was more like an icon status that really didn't share secrets or how to do certain things. Well, LeBron and then Allen Iverson came in, and Allen Iverson was the rebel. He had the tattoo, ushered in the tattoos and the braids, but he was also scary. He was also scary to a certain group of people. Whereas LeBron, it's like LeBron came in and took both those things with the tattoos and the rebel, but also he's likable like Michael Jordan. So he's using both of those as his platform to not only empower himself, but speak openly about empowering his own people and having athletes empower themselves. And so now you got the Patrick Mahomes of the world that is taking his full advantage of the teachings of one LeBron James, man. So LeBron, man, I salute you, my brother.
No, very impassioned information you gave us. But is it LeBron? Or I feel like Shaq would. No, I feel like Shaq. I was gonna say Shaq. I feel like Shaq would have been the Pied Piper of diversifying his basketball money into business prowess.
What I mean is, we can throw Magic out there too. But what I'm saying is, I think LeBron, Shaq is like I feel like them cats can call LeBron up and they can have a conversation that's relatable because he in the same kind of generation as them. Shaq is a little older than them. But they might follow his model. I'm saying they all role models. But I'm saying, but he can pick up the phone. Mahomes can pick up the phone and get LeBron on the phone and talk to LeBron, and LeBron gonna talk to him like me and you talking. I don't think that Patrick Mahomes will call Shaq and he won't get the same kind of conversation. You get what I'm saying?
No,
I'm not saying that Shaq won't help him,
right?
But I'm saying the conversation, the dialogue won't be the same because Shaq is in a different position than LeBron is.
I think we're saying the same thing. I guess, and probably because think about age. LeBron, what is he? 36 now. He's close to 40, he's close to 40 years old, man. Which is weird because I could remember.
LeBron like 32. I think LeBron was like 32, 33.
I bet he's older than that. How old is he?
I'm on it.
35.
35.
I don't think he's 36.
He's 35. He was born December 30th, 1984.
Yeah.
He'll be 36 in December.
That's funny. said, he ain't 36. He's just 35 and a half.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you know what? I agree. I mean, and man, shout out to Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I think his heart was in baseball anyway because of his dad. His dad played professional baseball for years and years. And Mahomes, from what I understand, was a heck of a baseball player as well. So I mean, you know, it's for sure in his blood. So yeah, I'm with you, man. And shout out to all these
From all
cats.
sports.
What?
A lot of athletes from all sports look up to that dude. From all sports.
Say what?
So.
Frozen for a hot second.
I saw that. It said I was unstable over here. I don't know what happened. Hey,
yeah, I said LeBron from all. You get respect from all sports.
To be frozen in.
So I got a question. Was I frozen or you guys?
You were frozen.
Yeah,
you know what's funny? On my end, I'm moving like a mug and y'all frozen.
You're like this.
I'm like, that is so weird. Like, y'all are frozen. I'm the only one moving?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
So, that's the recap of the news.
All right, outstanding.
Can we get to the Jeffrey Epstein documentary?
Oh, I watched that a long time ago. What do you want to know?
Okay. I know that we talk about this dude had a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme full of young girls, man.
He did.
And he was like, no what, man, you bring me somebody, I give you $200. You bring everybody you bring me, I give you $200.
Yep, he did.
Are you kidding me? And you got away with it for like 2 decades.
Yes. With very high people involved.
So to all my quasi-racist wannabe Walmart pilgrims, it shows you that, guess what? Your life don't matter neither. It's only the wealthy. It goes back to prove my point. If you got money, this country is about how much money you got. This dude, there was not one sister, none of the girls he messed with. It was all white on white crime. And not only that, all his people involved was all wealthy, taking advantage of poor, young pilgrim women.
A lot of them were underage. They were more than just young.
No, that's what I'm saying. Poor, underage. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Young. Underage, poor, broken home pilgrim women is who he himself targeted and took advantage of.
Correct.
I mean, it really happened?
You didn't watch it?
No.
Bro, it's amazing. It's amazing. You watch it, he's like, he did what? He had him do what? He gave you $200 and like the stories, and you like, oh man, this dude just went on and on. Then he had another woman that was helping him. It was like all the people that was involved, and then he was like, are you kidding me?
So the
one girl he paid to go to college in Spain. Like, her older sister was part of this, and then when the younger sister got a little bit older, he started messing with her, and like he paid for her to go to college in Spain. Like, it was crazy.
And you get Prince, was it Prince? Not Harry, it was Prince, whatever his name was.
Andrew, I think is his name.
This dude was like, I ain't never met that girl in my life. There's a picture, I don't recall that. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, we got a picture of you hugging the girl, smiling, cheesing, laughing. You like, I ain't never met that girl day in my life. Like, dude, we look at the picture. We can see it right here. We see it.
Right.
I don't remember that ever being taken.
Trump was there. Clinton was there.
Come on, man.
What?
Clinton was like, I've never been to the island. Dude, you've been there like 15 times. Your name is on the ledger. What are you talking about?
Right.
Like, we can read.
They had a ledger with other names on it?
No, it's a ledger of the air. When you fly an airplane, they gotta write your name down, who's on the plane. Like, your name is on it like 15 times. Like, what do you mean? All I don't know that dude like that. Really? Like, you want to explain, like, more than anybody else was you?
What?
The one dude was like, yeah, I seen Prince on it. He was talking to a girl. She looked like she was like 14.
And some of them were like 14.
Like 14 years old.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
And I think I said this last week, but I think JonBenet Ramsey was in all of this. So I like went deep down this rabbit hole. And there is a photo of JonBenet Ramsey, and in the background is Giselle Maxwell. Giselle Maxwell and JonBenet's dad were friends. And I mean, I'm just saying that she like fit the stereotype of all the girls that they had in this sex traffic ring thing. Right. And so I wouldn't be shocked if that's what we actually learned to be the truth.
It was amazing. Like what money can get you. It just was like, I would destroy you. I would ruin you. This joker had private investigators pull up to their house, flash the bright lights in their house all night.
Yes.
And then the cops showed up. They was like, no, I'm not leaving. And the cops just like was cool with that. Like, wait a minute, like, you're police. Like, this dude, man, did Moose. The deal he got was, after all them charges came in, it was like, all right, look, you gotta go to jail, but you can leave. You can leave whenever you want to. Come back when you want to. Or come back on the weekend. No, was it right? The weekends he was off.
I think so.
But had to go home. He could not be in the same cell as anyone that had a felony or any crimes. He had his own wing in the jail. Yep. When he left the jail, he had 2 guards that he would pay out of his own pocket to watch. Like, what is this? And you molested like hundreds of girls, and this is your punishment?
Right.
Well, how did it speculate that he got killed?
It didn't go into it.
It didn't go into how he got killed. But they said it was suicide, which one dude came in and was like, yeah, it wasn't suicide. He was strangled. Some people don't think he dead. I don't think he dead.
You know?
Because the day before he died, he transferred all his funds to his account in the Caymans, so the girls couldn't get restitution.
Wow.
I hadn't considered that maybe it was not him who died.
It was probably, I mean, they showed the pictures of him, but you know.
And
I just put that past nobody like that.
Yeah, no, I could totally see that being the case.
How many brews do you give him?
Oh, man, 0 brews, man. It was compelling, man, just to watch it, dog. It was compelling, man.
Like, it's hard to watch in the fact that, like, it's so disgusting.
It's disturbing, man, because you watching this dude, like, I mean, they're not showing the act, but you hearing the stories, and you just like, man, this dude was, like, just out there, dog. And he was so free. He was doing parties, like, man. And then they had a girl going around, was like, I need you to do to the Prince what you do to Jeffrey.
There's like 4 or 5 episodes in the docuseries.
And it's like, what in the world, man? Nah. But then again, like, I couldn't imagine, dog, he would have been dead. You touched my daughter, dog, you dead. I'm going to see you somewhere, bro. And you getting double tapped, dog. It's over with.
Well, but I think that's why he targeted the girls that he targeted.
Because you're right. They had issues, whatever, at home.
For them and want to know what they're doing and why are you driving out to this island after school? Like,
there's nobody asking no questions.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. You said so. I mean, I'm a parent, and I'd be like, "Hey, I believe you said, why are you driving to this island after
school?"
With
Palm Beach. Palm Beach called Billionaires Island. It's Palm Beach, and they cross the bridge to West Palm. West Palm is like where all the poor people live. And then he crossed the bridge into Palm Beach is where all the rich people live. So he was getting all his girls from West Palm Beach.
Correct.
So all the trailer trash people. And he was bringing them over there, and it was like, he paying them $200 for every girl that was brought to him was like $200. So one girl was like, yeah, I brought 20. Other girl was like, yeah, I brought 40.
Yep.
And I brought,
bring a friend, I'll give you $200.
And then the news called the girls prostitutes. Underage prostitutes is what they called them.
Right. Which is really just underage rape.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. It is a crazy docuseries.
And then they tried to bully one girl because she was the one bringing them. They was like, well, we're going to charge you with all this stuff. She's like, I ain't the one. Like, what about him? Like, you coming down on me? You talking about what you going to do to me? I was complicit. I was organizing all this stuff. Like, what about him? Like, he the one that's actually doing this stuff. It was crazy.
Hey,
crazy.
So you guys gave it 0 brews?
I give it 0 brews. It was compelling.
Yeah, I mean, it was very interesting, but I would say don't watch it all in one sitting and prepare to be slightly nauseous.
Hey, check this out. So I watched a show on Netflix called Strong. And it was, man, I was so, like, I just finished it today. And luckily, I finished it today. And then when it went off, it was like, hey, guess what? Last Chance U starting today. And I was like this might have been the first time I didn't have like a Netflix letdown for a week or two where it was nothing that I was interested in. Because I do suffer from that. You guys ever suffer from that where like you get into a show and then it goes off and you're like, oh, man. Like,
yes.
I get super sad. Like, I'm still a little bit sad that Warrior Nun is off. But now that Last Chance U is on, I'm cool, right? But I need Warrior Nun to come back. I still get that 0 brews. Hey, listen, so Strong is a game show with these women, like kind of overweight women, right? From all different backgrounds. And then they have a male trainer that has several different types of training strategies, right? There was like one guy that used to be a boxer, one guy that used to be that's in the CrossFit, all that kind of stuff. And so the women got to pick their dude, and then they went on this game show. Like essentially, they did workout stuff for I don't know if it was 15 weeks or 17 weeks or something. But anyway, and then they had to go against like the gauntlet at the end type thing. You know, it was like they called it the tower. It wasn't the gauntlet; it was the tower. I found myself catching the vapors, like, you know, you watch a certain couple like go for about 3-4 weeks and then they lose, and I was like, it's all right, girl, you gonna be all right, Team Yellow. You know what I mean? Like, I was all into it, dog. And then when they won, I was like, yeah, good job, man. You know what I mean? Like, I was all into it, man. So check out Strong on Netflix, man. It's a cool show, and it's for everything because it has it tugs on your heartstrings a little bit, and they working out, and you know what I'm saying, and they get mad at each other. It was real good. I give it 0 brews as well. Matter of fact, you might want to drink a protein shake while you're watching it because they be working out hard in the mug on there. All right, so Strong, 0 brews, man, for Moose, aka Big House. And by the way,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's all. Well, I was just gonna say, and by the way, Last Chance U started today.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Okay, so I have recently reviewed many seasons of American Horror Story, and I am semi-proud to say that I have finished it all as of today. And Moose, you were kind of talking about the letdown. I want to go back to that for a hot second. I am the kind of person that when I'm eating a meal I really enjoy, I have to prepare for the last bite, right? So if I am sharing my food with someone, or if I'm eating pre-COVID and someone says, can I have a bite of your food? I'm generally down with that. And if I really love you, I'll give you the last bite, but otherwise I will not, because I have to mentally prepare for that. So I feel and so I'm a fatty. It's fine. I don't know why you're making that face. Anyway, so I feel like sometimes Netflix shows are like that. So I had that moment with American Horror Story today because I didn't realize that the last season was only 10 episodes. So when I started episode 10 and then it was just over with.
Run. I swear. I'm sorry, you finished. We'll talk.
I was so sad because I didn't mentally prepare for that to be the last episode, just like I have to mentally prepare for the last fight. That's where I was going with that. But then, like Moose, I also started Last Chance U. And let me just say that Laney College, I'm excited to see what this season is going to bring. But, I just have so much love for Ollie and Dakota Allen and Miss Wagner that ENCC will always have my heart. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go back and watch Last Chance U, starting with season 1. Also, PSA, Moose, I hope you're listening. The Umbrella Academy season 2 comes out on Friday.
man, yeah, I saw that.
I saw that, and I'm
I
pumped.
rewatched season 1 so that I would remember all the things.
I'm pumped.
It's funny that Ron, you said that about like the last episode because I was gonna chime in when Moose was talking and say about one thing about Netflix. Sometimes it's kind of like when you dig in a bag of Cheetos and you eat the cheese puffs, but you don't realize the last one and you reach it again, there's no more left. It's that empty feeling like I didn't get to savor the last one feeling, and you see that's funny. That's how it is. Like I hate when shows end. You like, oh, this is the last one. Like, oh man, that's it.
You know what's funny? Like you just did on.
The credits just roll and it just doesn't say.
It doesn't say. Yeah, you like that's it.
Like, hold on, what's happening?
Straight commercials for the next 3 shows you might like.
Oh my gosh, and they're always horrible recommendations.
Yeah.
Nah, it's funny, Jeezy.
I'll watch it to you today.
It's funny, Jeezy. I saw you and you was like looking around like you in there typically by yourself. Me, I'm in the bathroom usually watching it, right? And like you do look around like how can I fix this?
That's it.
No one to help.
There's nobody
I
to
think
help.
the pleasure of the last, like that's, yeah, I hate when shows end like that. You think it's 12 episodes and it's 10, or you're watching them and it keeps going. Because sometimes you just keep rolling to the
next one. You don't even pay attention. Yeah, you just let it roll until it's done.
Yeah, and then it's like it's over with. Like that's it. It's only 7 episodes.
Especially like when I was watching Warrior Nun at the end of the last episode, it was like a cliffhanger. That's horrible.
That gives me that doesn't chaps my ass.
It gives you anxiety. You've been talking about that for years. Well, you do not like cliffhangers.
Nothing chaps my ass out than a series or a movie that ends on a cliffhanger. Dog. I think I talked about what was that? Lord of the Rings. These motherfuckers, these jokers fought the dragon for 45 minutes, and then the dragon just flies away. And they're like, "What are we gonna do?" Roll credits. Are you kidding me? I've been watching this for 45 minutes. And he flew away, and that's the movie. Like, yeah, that irks me so bad. I get episodes and then cliffhangers. Yes. Or how about end this story and then start with the other story as a cliffhanger? Like, start the next one, but this is gonna happen. Like, don't just end with like this story ain't over yet. I would pay $15 in this story today.
And it made me sad. It made me even more sad because the COVID. Like, in my mind, I'm like, did they get a chance to film it? Like, are they just in post-production? Like, or is it never coming back? Like, I started like, so what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
You know.
And Netflix is doing a deep dive on buying shows. Because, ain't nobody in production, so they buying everything.
Hey, man, we know what? We always should make some sort of YouTube thing and be like, yo, here we go. We got 3 friends in Indianapolis doing a podcast.
Podcast.
They sit on their butts and they talk on Wednesdays out of their ass.
Ass.
Here's 3 friends on Tuesdays talking about stuff. They got a dog next to them that's sleeping and all of the stuff.
Life is rough.
We got 3 friends. There you go. We got 3 friends doing the podcast.
Netflix might pick that up, dog. I mean, they buying content right now because everything. Have y'all watched that Free Ray Sean on Quibi?
I do not watch that. I'm not doing that.
Dude, Quibi is a beautiful concept. If you got the, I don't order it personally. I don't order it, but I do get all my shows from a certain TV source, and I watched it. And the episodes are 8 minutes apiece. And they draw you in 8 minutes.
Man, nothing says ADHD like the episodes are 8 minutes.
Quibi, you're like, what? Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's an hour and a half. It's an actual movie, but they just slice it into 8-minute episodes. So the whole thing is an hour and a half.
ADHD, slicing a movie into 8-minute increments.
Yeah, but it's for the people that's like, if you're on a bus ride, you can watch an episode. That's what Quibi is designed for. People want to go. So all the episodes are between 7 to 10 minutes.
But it's an actual it's not beginning to end 8 minutes.
No, it's an hour and a half, but the full hour and a half is broken up into.
Gotcha.
They got one now called Die Hard. It's like a Kevin Hart thing on Quibi.
I saw the commercial. Yeah.
So I might check it out, see what it do.
Yeezy Jeezy. Hey guys. So I tell you, man, this is Moose, aka Big House, and it's time for True Confessions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Hear this.
Hi, my name is Moose, aka Big House.
Okay, but when you do confessional, you're not supposed to say who you are.
You guys go say hi, Moose. It's that.
Are we doing support group or true confessions?
Support group. That's what I meant to say.
All right, hi, Moose.
Now.
So sorry. All right, we're going back. Hey, all right, back. I'm going back. I'm going back. How you doing? It's Moose, aka Big House, guys. Guess what? Heavy Hitters Radio Show, and it's time for support group.
Yeah.
I'm not very smart. You know what? Matter of fact, I thought it was national. Hi, my name is Moose, aka Big House.
Hi, Moose.
Hi, Moose.
I woke up this morning and I was thumbing through my social media. And as I caught wind of different things on my social media, I saw that in my memories, the Heavy Hitters Radio Show 6 years ago did National Wing Day. And I was very excited. We were live at Wingstop on Shelby Street in Greenwood on Shelby. And Michelle out there, the owner, and we did the show out there and everything. And
it was 6 years ago.
It was 6 years ago. I was so excited about the fact that we did Wing Day. And I thought, man, today's Wing Day. I'm so excited, right? National Wing Day is July 29th. It was an ad that I was doing the day before the show and thought that today was Wing Day. So I ate wings. Folks, if you watched this
we saw you eating wings. We saw you.
I ate wings today, but today is not Wing Day. It's tomorrow. I'm feeling real kind of goofy right now. But I'm full, and the wings were delicious, but I'm feeling goofy. I thought today was National Wing Day. I'm Moose, aka Big House, and that is my confession.
All right.
It's not. I know it's not a confession.
Moose, support group. Let us help you.
All right, thank you. How can you?
I thought we was all confessing.
Well, you're gonna be next, Easy. How can you help me?
So, Moose, I understand that you were slightly confused, and I want you to know that that is okay for a couple reasons. Number one, chicken wings are delicious any day of the year. Number two, it's a damn pandemic, and for the most part, we don't know what day of the week it is anymore. It's okay that you ate wings today, and you can still celebrate Wing Day tomorrow. So really, you're winning having wings 2 days in a row.
Thanks.
I feel so much better about that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you all are here. Yeezy, did you have anything?
Yes, I'm Yeezy Jeezy.
Hello.
Hi, Yeezy Jeezy.
I have a confession that I would like to share with the masses. Normally, when people get their adult entertainment, they will go to certain sites like the hub of porn or,
Pineapples.
XXX videos or whatever.
We need to say pineapples first.
It's my confession. I have slightly become addicted to Reddit.
I'm getting nervous.
Huh?
I'm getting nervous. I don't know where
Reddit has an awesome selection of various
difficulties.
There's various
miscellaneous
the various subcategories that you can chime into, and if there's anybody out there with as the Help Connection call it, a OnlyFriends page, you can find all of that those content because people have created subreddits for those, and yes, it is a treasure trove of content that I kind of thumb through on a regular basis.
Hi, Easy.
Yes. Should I delete the app? Or should I share the app with
Hey, I would like to say is that I watched, I was actually watching TED Talks today, and which is very, I'm sorry?
I didn't know that's where you were going to go. I was nervous.
Which is very interesting because the TED Talk I started with was neurodiversity, and the second one was neurodiversity, and then the third one was porn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know how those were connected, but they were. And so I watched the third TED Talk on porn addiction and the use of porn. And then after that one, it led me to a TED Talk on female sexuality and cisgender pleasure. And there was, again, TED Talk. So these are very smart people talking about this. Anyway, when you get, for lack of a better word, stuck in this Reddit area where you're thumbing through on a regular basis, it can change your psyche in the realm of the
real life,
the relationship, yes, of the sexual real life relationship, and especially if there's subcategories and it's all sectioned out for you, which from what I understand is set up so that you can find what you enjoy, and then it reinforces what you like, and come to find out, guess what? When you watch those movies, it's not real life, and since you're an older man, it may not affect you, but younger children, it affects them. And now they have situations where they can't live up to that expectation. They're not able to, to manifest the same outcome. The women don't respond the same, given the same circumstances in these videos. So I would suggest that you curb your appetite, or you understand that it is pure fantasy, and maybe.
Thanks for that. That's an amazing TED Talk. I think for all of us, except maybe Ron, definitely me and Moose, the internet, we can distinguish. We know what's real and what's not real because we remember life with no internet. Ron, however, whole life existence was pretty much internet and cell phones.
Computers for sure.
Computers, yes.
Which computers have internet? It may not have been Xfinity fast. Ron, what year was you born?
Honey, 88. There was a time when computers did not have internet.
Listen,
when Google was created.
I graduated in 96. I went to college. The first one I saw internet was 97, 98. That means you was 10 years old. So the first 10 years of your life you didn't have. But your formative years, from ages maybe 16 to like 22, you had internet.
That is correct.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, maybe not your whole life. Maybe I misspoke. But your informative years, you had internet. Half my life, so for essentially the first 20 years, I'm 42, so the first 20 years of my life, there was no internet.
Hey, is it weird? Is it weird that I was the other day? Somebody asked me for my email address, and I told them, and I made a joke. I do not have AOL or Net Zero, but some people do. I asked this person the other day, and they said, "Oh, it's so and so and so and so Net Zero." I was like, "Do you have the CD so I can install that into my computer?"
Right.
They
like I have SBC Global. Like they still got that.
Some people still do have that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a man of a certain age. I mean, I didn't have a cell phone. I was in my 20s before you.
Yeah, that's what I was like on my mid-20s before I got the first Nokia cell phone. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, we grew up understanding that this ain't real, that this ain't how it's gonna be. But to the next generation under us, they don't know that. That's what they on. That's what on the internet putting their money on there. they so comfortable sharing their information, so comfortable showing pictures because they don't know no other way. We know that, hey man, somebody watching this. This is being monitored. Like we get it. They just free nilly willy just do it like, oh, this is only on my phone. Like, no, sister. When you put it on Facebook, that never goes away. Never, you are never escaping that. So, yeah.
Fair.
So.
Okay, well, great. I'll go. Hello, my name is Run.
Hello, Ron.
Hello, Ron.
Today I was in a virtual meeting with my boss, and we have not been back to work in person yet, but we are preparing to make that switch. And during the meeting, we talked a lot about precautions that we are going to take to keep everyone safe. Then she said, we need to not order DoorDash for lunch. And honestly, I just felt personally victimized. And so I just need to know, one, the fact that I got a yearly recap from DoorDash on New Year's Eve this year, is that bad? And if it is bad, how do I overcome my addiction to DoorDash and my stress eating habits?
So
I'm a stress eater.
They don't want you to eat DoorDash because of what exactly?
So we are limiting the number of people that are allowed in our building, so they are requesting that DoorDash is lessened.
Because as Moose says, it's the viral load. But to help you with your addiction to DoorDash is get Uber Eats.
Can't do none of it. All schools are doing that.
I'll be like, no, you specifically said DoorDash. You never mentioned Uber Eats. That's called a loophole.
No,
all schools are going to that type of situation.
Right. It will hold up in the court of law. Like, you specifically named DoorDash by name. So that means Uber Eats or all the other ones is all fair game.
I'm not.
But don't stress these. I mean, that's why you get to spec your own lunch. And then
don't stress these. Okay.
Don't get stressed out. Or find out when something gets stressed.
What did you say? You said pack your own lunch or eat what?
Eat nuts. Don't
stress to eat.
Peanuts is what you said.
Eat peanuts. Yeah, eat peanuts.
You scared me for a second there. I thought I was going to say pineapples 15 times.
But don't stress eat. Or don't get stressed.
How do you not get stressed and how do you not stress eat?
Hey, you guys see this? This is a new style, man. This is called the hanger, isn't it? Is that called the hanger?
Yeah,
yes.
It's goofy.
So like you see people like so now. All right, folks. This is Moose Aka Big House. Hey, it's the Heaviest Radio Show, man. We're going hard actually. This is kind of weird. You can tell we're not together. Like this time next week, I'm already turning over for the second time. To be honest with you.
Correct.
So this is the last week we got this long show like this. Next week we're gonna be on point. Bam, bam, bam. Out. This is called the hanger. So guys, so we're doing it on Zoom. So like I got my mask on and I got my mask like hanging off. And by the way, I'm home by myself. So I'm just being goofy. I do not need to have it on by myself. Matter of fact, I have touched my face and used my toothpick to pick in my teeth in my mouth. That's disgusting these days, right? No, I came in, I washed my hands a couple times. I did all the good stuff, man. I did all the stuff I was supposed to do right. All right. So anyway, you guys seen the hanger. Which is better, the hanger? Oh, what do you call this guy? This person, not even guy, but this because I've seen women.
The necklace.
That's the chin guard.
What about this one?
That's the chin guard.
The chin guard.
The Amish.
Hey man, are you trying to say something about my lack of mustache?
Well, I didn't even see that because you're so dark.
I am very dark. I can see it in this picture. Yeah. All right. What about? Have you guys seen this?
No, I have not seen that.
Like it's just my mouth. What?
That's how Jeezy wears his. He says, "I've never seen it."
No, I do not like that.
You definitely said you don't put your nose in it.
I wear like that.
With your nose out?
I'll pull up a little higher than that, but yeah, something similar to that.
So if you have your nose out, you might as well not even have it on. Like you're still.
I'm just complying as much as I can. Sometimes it's one going like to me, I don't want to what's the difference between doing that and this. Like, can I go to the store and do this?
I seen people doing it before, but you need your hands.
Yeah, I mean,
you need your hands.
I'm just complying with what they're telling me to do, so I don't want to have any arguments or discussions.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think you need to do it. I mean, as long as you got it on. I know, like, when I wear these ones that are made, they feel a little better than the paper ones, you know? Yeah. Like, the paper one, like, rides up. Oh, look, this one. This one's starting to ride up on me, too. That ain't no good. But they say you're not supposed to touch it and move it, but everybody. I met with my insurance guy today, and the whole time his mask is riding up and down, up and down. He's just touching it, moving it. Although his nose was out the whole time, like it didn't even matter to him.
So I have some suggestions for that. Number one, if you're wearing a paper mask, then really any mask that loops behind your ears, if it is sliding down, or if you feel like it's not as close to your face as it should be, if you twist the loop that goes over your ear so that it crosses in front of your ear and then goes around it, that will tighten your mask. It will also pull it down so it's not as close to your eyes. So when I wear a paper mask, I feel like it's very close to my eyes. I twist those loops, and then it pulls the top of the mask down a little bit so that it's not so close to my eyes. So you can do that. The other thing that I would say is if your mask is falling down, especially a cloth one, if you tuck your chin and then stick your nose out, you can kind of just move it back up with your face and not use your hands.
Can you do that again, please?
No, not doing it again.
hey, it's Heavy Ears Radio Show.
The second time I saw it, I was like, no.
It's Heavy Ears Radio Show. This is Moose Gay Big House, and I have on 3 shirts and a mask. Like, I am totally protected.
So much cloth.
I'm totally protected from all the stuff. Hey, so, all right, what about this? I have not seen this one yet, but I'm sure it's coming.
I want it.
Yeah, it's coming.
I'm sure it's coming. Where they just put it
that
up
hurt your ears, though?
No, it feels really funny. It feels funny, though, in my ears. Yeah,
okay.
Feels like I just got done swimming, and they're not. I gotta, I gotta shake them out.
Well, like I said, man, everybody gonna wear a mask. You're gonna start getting robbed. That mask will be cut out real quick.
Well, here's the thing, guys. So, what about fall sports? Before we get into that, guys, one of my right-wing buddies, right, posted a question that I thought was interesting and apropos.
Let's hear it.
It said, how come we haven't seen how to eat properly, what vitamins to take, and how to deter COVID-19 from overtaking us? And in my mind, I thought, dang, we have seen some of it, like some back alley videos. You remember the brother that was like put the lemon in the water and sniff it and get the hot water and drink all the hot water, which Moose did like all of March and April. But so it's one of those things where he's right. Like whoever right wing person put that, how come they're not telling us how to combat it naturally?
Hold on, what's my name? I just changed my name.
I already saw it, man.
I could have sworn. I mentioned this several times. But my bad. Continue. I'm you know what? I got a new nickname. Oh man, I got a new nickname.
So Ron, what you voted for Trump? What's your take on it?
I think that wow. Well, there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, people can make mistakes and regret them and make choices later that combat those negative choices made previously in life. Second of all, I think a lot of the reason that we are not talking about how to combat this virus naturally is because, one, the healthcare system is a multi-million-dollar industry.
Billion.
multi-billion-dollar industry.
What you laughing at, man?
Your name.
I think also we don't have enough science to really even. I mean, at this point, we don't even still actually know the details of how the virus is transported.
Did you watch the video run I sent you? I told you what.
I did.
And what the lady said, if she indeed is a doctor, and if indeed can be bad, you can look up the science. It's fact. Then why are we not using that? Because if I recall, I don't know, President Trump, your president, however y'all want to call him, came out and said that, like, I don't know, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and everybody shot him down. This is what's going to happen. You can mark my words on this one. Yeah, I might not remember. I'm just cousin ROB 2.0. So y'all might not. So when it happened, I'm pretty sure y'all called somebody else and be like, man, I saw it on Facebook. Somebody had said this. So I'm going to say it again. Say it right now. The cure will come to us in September or November, and it will be hydroxy, whatever it is, chloroquine. Be mass produced and people will start using that. And that will be the Trump campaign. And he will indeed curb the virus. Thus, will get him reelected.
You think that's the case?
Hydroxychloroquine will be what people use to fight COVID-19. And he will indeed be the one to say, I told you guys long time ago. That's what's going to happen, and it's going to push him over the top and get reelected. What's going to happen?
Man, I hope not.
It's already being laid out.
Well, he's also setting the groundwork for voter fraud should he be.
We did it. I mean, it's the same thing he said last time. You know, lock her up and all that kind of stuff.
So, what we're saying is the reason that we don't have the. You guys still didn't address the fact that.
Well, Jeezy cut me off.
All right, my bad. Go. And by the way, Big Gates is still with us, man. Shout out to Houston, Texas, Big Gates. He said that on another show he listens to Ricky Smiley in the morning. He said that they talk about this quite a bit. I don't hear Ricky Smiley in the morning, so I'm not sure, but maybe he can hit us up and let us know what's up. Anyway, go ahead, Ryan.
I think too, we are so focused on somebody else always fixing our problem. Like eating healthy and taking vitamins solves most health issues that happen in America. Not all, but a lot, or they at least curb it. So I think that when people realize that and we make that the focus of combating a disease or a virus, then again, it takes the money away from the healthcare industry. People are healthy. Hospitals are not making the same amount of money as if people are extended stays for viruses and illnesses.
COVID-19 is going to be like it's going to be like herpes. You're going to have it, but you're going to be able to live with it. But you got to take this medication to. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be something that everybody's going to have it.
Is it going to be herpes or what's that other thing that everybody
HPV, papilloma, like, yeah. This will be something like that, man. Like they want to make sure that you got to take your medication, your money to, fight it or whatever the case may be, man. But 1,500 milligrams of vitamin C. Was it vitamin C? And the sun, which is vitamin D. Well, that's all you need, man. And some zinc. And eat right. Drink a lot of water. Like it's that simple.
While we're talking about vitamin D, I saw the most hilarious TikTok, and I love it so much that I'm going to share it with you guys. You won't think it's as funny as me, but other people will. It was this girl, and she said that she was basically talking about, like, the pandemic is terrible. She was like, get you some vitamin D and some sun, get you some vitamin D from somebody's son. I'm not kidding. I was in tears. I was laughing.
Who said that?
It was on TikTok. I was laughing so hard I was in tears.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny. So that's my advice to women and gay men.
Get some vitamins.
So
It's time to wrap the show up now. We didn't venture down a path that.
I thought it was so funny.
No, that part was funny to you. You said the last little quote.
Well, I wasn't going to leave them out.
Yeah, you actually did.
I'm not. I don't care what someone's sexual preference is.
You
I
can
didn't
have
say you
whatever
should
you
give your
like.
vitamin D to some gay man.
Yeah.
Is that closing the curtain? What are you doing, Moose?
Yeah, we had the show. The show.
So,
Go, Moose. Send us home, Moose. Run and shut down the heavy hitters for the
You're
night.
welcome.
I'm not even gonna say nothing. Hey, I can't even get it out.
Yeah, we all know a bunch of gay men.
You're right.
Jeezy is.
Hey guys, you listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Remember, we are where you are.
So get comfortable.
Don't say it after that last comment.
Come on in.
Your mouth, ladies only. Please.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do right now. I don't know what to shut off first. The sound of the video. Wait.
I'll tell you later, man. I'm out.